smoking a gumbo. Few blocks before green, yeah. Up in the Dumbo, smoking a gumbo. Few blocks before green, yeah, up in the jungle, coking the bundles. It's history in the making. I'm popping like fish to the grease and the bacon. My bitch is Jamaican. United we stand, dividing these bands. They hide in their hands. I'm riding in vans, slide through your land. Hopping the sprinters, over the underworld, popping the minter. Land of the turtles, I'm popping that splinter. Watching the snowfall, dropping the. Up in the Dumbo, smoking a gumbo. Few blocks before green, yeah, up in the jungle, coking the bundles. It's history in the making. I'm popping like fish to the grease and the bacon. My bitch is Jamaican. Up in the Dumbo, smoking a gumbo. Few blocks before green, yeah, up in the jungle, coking the bundles. It's history in the making. I'm popping like fish to the grease and the bacon. My bitch is Jamaican. United we stand, dividing these bands. They hide in their hands. I'm riding in vans, slide through your land. Hopping the sprinters, tour the underworld, popping the minter. Land of the turtles, I'm popping that splinter. Watching the snowfall, dropping the winter. Dodging the pitfalls, watching this bitch fall. And I still manage like Rich Paul. The paper was calling, I had to go switch calls. I spoke to my twin, I told my young boys I'd never be broken again. Invoking the gins, spitting the spirits, I'm soaking the gin. Your man's in the woods, we smoking on him. Fuck do you mean? We up and squeeze, tuck it and leave, we leaving a stain. Fuck up for breeze, running the banks, causing a crashing. Feather the feds, Morris the fashion. Horse we was smashing, kicking the door. Waving for force, it was blasting. Mother the gassing, loving the passion. Eat on your food, the brother was fasting. The weapon that formed against me was me. Perfected the storm as Bentley receipts. Washing the Benjis, we rinse and repeat. Century of self, I'm centered on me. Red as the pillar, I'm pushing the piece. Higher the level, I'm pushing the keys. They going for 19. The summer is mine, I'm going for 19. Thunder and lightning, flooded a bright lane. The hunger was biting, biting.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Check. Microphone check 1 2. Microphone check 1 2. All right, you can hear me. Now can you hear? Can you hear the sound effects or are they still not on? Because I'm literally no sound effects. That's killing my whole vibe right there. Okay. We still making the sounds are muffled, they're choppy. That's because they're not coming through the computer. Yeah, they low because you're hearing the echoes through the headphones. But don't worry about it. We're gonna get that thing working. We're gonna get them sound effects. It's on the way. I went and bought a few more wires. I bought a new ring light, so we working over here. New headphones. If y'all can hear me clear, then we good. So that's all that matters. All right. Welcome. Peace, love, and light. All right, hold on. We back in the building. Yes, indeed. I'm talking about Welcome to another episode of Third Eye Thursdays. You are now rocking with the best. Yes, indeed. This is your host for the evening, Brother Red Pill, reporting live and direct. This is episode 180. Oh, man. Talk black to me. Episode 180. We made it, man. Mama, we made it. How am I sounding audio-wise? Let me know, because the last show I was talking and I was running my mouth and the thing wasn't even hooked up. You feel me? And that wasn't good. So how we sounding? We good? Loud and clear. All right, cool. Let's do the roll call. Let's see who's in the building. Let's see who's in the building for this evening. Welcome everybody. Make yourselves comfortable. Make yourselves at home. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Share the video. You know what I'm talking about. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Let them know that we are live right now. Another episode of Third Eye Thursdays. Black August. It's August all of a sudden. What happened to July? All right. Maryland is in the building. Savannah's in the building. Cali's in the building. You dig? The West Coast is checking in. Shout out to the West Coast. You feel me? Little Rock is here. Best Styles in the building. You know I'm talking about? Harlem in the building. Stone Mountain in the building. Stone Mountain, we have a special announcement to make. I'm going to make it in the middle of the show when more people are in the building, but it has to do with the Stone Mountain Atlanta Mountain. We're going to be doing the anniversary on 9/9. For everybody in the building that wants to hit Stone Mountain again, 9/9, put that on your calendar. Be in Atlanta, be in the building. This one is going to be double and triple what it was last year. So make sure you come and be a part of history on 9/9. All right. And then on 9/10, A.A. Rashid, Brother Red Pill, and Brother Blue Pillar. And we also have other special guests. We're going to be doing anniversary for DMT, the DMT lecture, and it will be in the form of an art show. Okay, to commemorate not just the culture of hip hop, but also the culture of consciousness in hip hop. You feel me? So I don't want to, you'll hear more about that as we move along. You feel me? I don't want to jump ahead of myself, but yeah, that part. Louisville, Kentucky. Shout out to Louisville. Shout out to Canada. Shout out to Bellington. Shout out to Indiana. Shout out to Columbia. Shout out to Colorado. Memphis. All right. I hope all of y'all bring all of that heat that you've been gathering up during this red summer and whatnot, charging up your auric fields and things of that nature. You know, the sun is talking to people differently. It's having different conversations with different people who could actually occupy the same space. It's very interesting to witness and whatnot. However, for those of us who are utilizing our melanin like batteries and whatnot, we're being charged up this whole summer, this whole season. So ultimately, what are you being charged up for, right? You ultimately want to charge up, right? And you ultimately want to build your energy up, but you want to have somewhere to direct it to. You want to have somewhere to send it and whatnot. You want to have a vocal and a focal point. Well, that vocal and that focal point is Stone Mountain on 9/9. God damn it. I wish y'all could hear the sound effects because bombs is going off right now. We need to fix that. You know what I'm talking about? That's very important to the production of this show right here. You know, I could carry this shit with my own ad-libs and whatnot. But yeah, we need them bombs back. So I need y'all in Atlanta. Let me just say it like this, right? Let me just say it like this. And this is to say it in the most, and I don't like using the word humble because we know through etymology, humble, that's not what I'm referring to. Let me say it in the most modest way, right? Without being braggadocious, right? And, you know, because I don't want to go that route because that doesn't convey with everybody who needs to get the message. Let me go in the modest way. Modestly, if one were to just look at the activities, right, in the area of Atlanta ever since that that beautiful day that we made that trek to the mountain. And if you were to go back to the YouTube channels, right? Black Magic 363, Brother Rich's channel, and if you would go to listen to the video word for word, don't take my word for it, go and listen to it word for word, what was being said on that mountain, right? So there's no hyperbole and there's nobody fluffing up their own their feathers and things of that nature. But when you touch that mountain, right? And when you touch play on that video and you listen to what was being said when we were all on top of that mountain, go ahead and you run it up and you run the receipts and you keep pausing it and say, damn, these brothers said that they got on that mountain and said that we want the crime, we want the killings, we want all of the wickedness that was going on in Atlanta to dissipate. We want that black cloud that's hanging over this city to begin to move the same way that we were able to move the clouds on that mountain while we were on live and bring the sun out. That's a fact, right? That's what we were able to manifest while on that mountain collectively, not one person. It was the whole group effort. And people around the world were able to witness that in real time, right? Spiritual day for us. So not only did we say that we said that we want to raise awareness about the missing children, the missing women, right? That became very much of a vocal point in the next few months after that. We said that we wanted to open up more opportunities for people who are coming to Atlanta, you know what I'm saying, in pursuit of happiness, in pursuit of a new beginning and things of that nature. That began to open up. Everything that was being manifested on that mountain has come to fruition if one were to really look at it through the lens where it's unbiased and they just look at it for what it is. And when I got up there, I spoke specifically about the energy that was represented in the streets, right? In the gutter, in the trenches and whatnot, where these young kids was getting slat and their nose was getting wiped a lot. And that shit really slowed down. And you saw people expose themselves. And to be honest with you, if that culture was represented as a stock on the stock market, it would be doing a nosedive. You know what I'm talking about? It would be going downward, right? The shit ain't hitting like it used to hit on 9/8/2022. The queen was dead, right? And we've seen how the planet and we've seen how global politics and we've seen many pieces on the chessboard begin to move around as a result of that. Things have been revealed. Shit is being seen for what it's supposed to be seen for. People's hands have been shown. You know what I'm talking about? They've been exposed. You know, we caught them with their hand in the cookie jar. The Jabberwocky, right? The whole medical institution, the whole shit fell to pieces. Your man Fauci and them fell to pieces. Everything that they sold our people when they had them in a stupor, all of that fell apart, right? So we're not going to go up there to look backward on some Sankofa, but we know that life is centrifugal. So you have to see how far you've grown. You got to be able to measure yourself based off of the things that you was talking about when you was there a year ago. So if the people don't pay attention, we know that the ancestors are, and that's really all that matters. So the work is being done. For people who are the naysayers and whatnot, the great divine speaks through signs, and it's not just even the subtleties. You know what I'm talking about? It's the great impact that's taking place. There's carnage taking place in these streets, and shit is getting dark and whatnot. But there's also lights that are shining, and people are beginning to be exposed to the numerous options that await them. They could take them into a higher, elevated form of existence, no matter what their background is, no matter what they've been through, no matter their circumstances, whether they're doing life in the Bing right now, but they got people in the Bing using Microsoft Bing. How about that? You heard me. They got people in the Bing using Microsoft Bing, so it ain't really that bad for them. They know how to function, not in the open world. They're functioning in cyberspace. They're functioning in the digital world. They're okay. They're plugged in. They're selling apps. They're selling API. They're selling DApps. Some of them were buying Bitcoins. Some of them went to the feds and they already had Bitcoins in their wallet and whatnot. They plugged in. What you doing? It ain't where you're from, it's where you're at. They can lock the body down, but they can't lock the brain down, right? So as long as you're able to be plugged in this new matrix that we're in, well, it's not a new matrix, but in this grid that we're plugged into, until you're not plugged into it, and then you're plugged into other grids. Because anywhere where our people congregate, we've created marketplaces and grids, even behind the wall, right? But what I'm saying is, we live in a day and time where opportunity is beginning to multiply on an hourly basis, if not on a daily basis, right? And if you don't focus on what needs to be focused on, you will give rise and you will give power and you will give a lot of credulence to things that don't deserve your attention and don't deserve all of that energy and don't deserve the things that we tend to give it. I myself included. I'm not exempt from critique, because I've even turned around and shined my light on some dark corners of our culture and some dark corners of the world and whatnot, and giving life and giving birth to it. You feel me? I know my powers. However, sometimes you got to do things like that and bring it into the open so it could get burnt out in the open. You dig? But tonight's show is going to be a show where I decided that I want to go ahead and open up the lines, because that's something that I haven't done in a very long time. So, because we're in Black August and because we're in this quote unquote wind down of the Red Summer, right? And because so many things are converging and taking place at so many different times, and so many people are experiencing so many different things, I don't want to just hear myself talk about my experiences and what's going on around the world. I want to know what's going around this world. This world is more important to me than the world. You dig what I'm saying? This world that we're in right here, this network that we're in, when we do roll call, the fact that we always remind ourselves that we're connected in so many ways. There's 10 different ways that I could tell you how we're all connected, just based off of all of the states, where people be like, this is where I'm from. Remember, keep in mind, there's 50 states. You know what I mean? And we always tend to be from the same areas. You know what I'm saying? Even though, that's interesting. Though all of them, I promise you, there may have been, I don't think there's no area where somebody would be like, this is where I live at, and those areas don't have mounds. Those areas are not part of the grid. Those areas don't have some type of historical context to, if not the topic being spoke about that night, something that was spoken of the night before or a few nights after that. It's crazy. But it just shows you that life is like an ongoing narrative. The shit is like, it's really like Nas said, it was written. It was written, you know? So what I'm gonna do in a few minutes is I'm gonna drop the link right there in the chat. You know what I mean? Y'all get y'all fits together. You know how that is. Nobody want to get on live. This is on the Akashic Records. Nobody want to pop up lacking. You feel me? I'm in the back of the back. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I mean? You might want to get your shit together. But yeah, we're gonna open the lines up and we're gonna take the temperature of the people. We're gonna check in with the people for this Black August and this Red Summer. You feel me? And I got announcements to make. And there's people in our network. They got things that's going on. If they out there listening, you know what I'm talking about. You remember Jay-Z lyric? Don't be shy. You shy. You know what I mean? Pull up, pop up. You know, and let the people know what's going on. Tonight is gonna be one of those nights where we're gonna chop it up. All right. Y'all cool with that? Let me get some feedback in the chat room. Y'all let me know how y'all feeling. Somebody said their birthday is 9/7. All right. Well, you're going to be on that mountain celebrating your birthday, I'm assuming, and whatnot. That whole weekend is going to be lit. You feel me? That whole weekend will be lit. Think DMT, right? Dark matter timing. That's high level metaphysics. You know what I'm talking about? Think God hop. You know, think good food. It's just gonna be super lit. Good vibes. You feel me? The top of the mountain, like MLK. You know, it's a movie. So yeah, we're gonna turn that into a whole experience, and I look forward to seeing who I'm gonna see. Because whoever I need to see, I'm gonna see him. Mm, let's see. YouTube has some of the craziest delays in the world. You'll say something and the shit come back 5 minutes later. Also, while we're waiting for people to let me pull this up too. Quick commercial, y'all. Let's go to Blue Pillars page. So Blue Pill got the meditation. He got the trip to Mount Shasta. I believe he has about 2 more slots left. All right. So anybody that wants to go on a spiritual retreat, that wants to tap in, go to Blue Pillar 44 on Instagram, and you could go ahead and get all the information that you need for that trip. I believe it's shastamedicine.com, shastamedicine.com, and that is coming up. Did you see the dates? I believe the dates were on the flyer. And if you want to be one of those 2 people, because he's already almost sold out, then pull up. And then after that, he'll be doing a trip to Sedona, right? And on that trip to Sedona, you'll have the opportunity to be certified by Reiki masters and whatnot. So you may want to be able to tap into that as well. That certification can take you places. All right. But this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna get the link. Let me get the link, and I'm gonna drop it in the chat. Because what's going on this computer for some reason the comments are not even scrolling. So for literally, I was looking at the same comments for a minute, not realizing that it wasn't even working. So I'm gonna just drop the link, boop, right in there. It's copied, and y'all pull up. All right, y'all pull up. Be fully clothed. You know what I'm saying? Be fully clothed, respectfully. You know what I mean? So we can have a respectful conversation. Oh, you said the instrumental was fire. The link is in the chat. The link is in the chat. You dig? We got y'all. The link is in the chat. If you click on it, I believe it'll take you right there. When is the let me give you the date for the shots. August the 31st to September the 4th. August the 31st to September the 4th. Okay? It's a forest bathing retreat in Mount Shasta, cabin lodging at a sacred mineral spring with sauna on site, hikes and excursions on and around mystic Mount Shasta, daily feast of living foods, crystal sound baths, meditation workshops, sacred forest medicine, and so much more. Click the link in the bio or visit www.shastameditation.com for more info. Hold on, that wasn't being shared. Hold on, let me share that with you. So yeah, definitely check out what Blue Pill got going on, because I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that need that retreat. You know what I mean? They need that getaway, and they want to tap into these mystical mountains. You feel me? And they want to tap into the energy on this grid, and they want to get in these sacred waters, and they want to be in this ionosphere, and they want to maybe get contact, because you're not going to get contact if you live in the projects. They're not contacting people who live in the wrong places. You don't see the crafts communicating with the with nature. No disrespect to the P's or the projects or public housing, but that's not how that shit works. You know what I mean? So, you know, y'all do what y'all want, do what works for you. Yep. So yeah, I'm waiting for somebody to pull up so we could see what's really good. We could check in on the community. This is like a community roll call. You see how I'm doing roll call? So instead of just roll calls, this is the roll call where you could talk. You know what I mean? You could build instead of saying, I live here. You could go in and talk about what you got going on, or some information that you might want to share. You know what I mean? Or anything. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we're doing tonight. You said that's your mother's birthday. Real quick, let me pull up this flyer too while we waiting. Shout out to my good brother Chicago Crypto Block Bully, and shout out to Ra Aku. All right, they've been doing some fire shows. The 4-week class started on Wednesday with Ra Aku. Brother was dropping it, bringing up some visuals and breaking it down of the cycles of the sun, and yeah, you got to be there. Pull up, even if you missed the first week, it's been recorded. You'll have access to it. All right. That is on our Patreon. It's Patreon only classes. We are building up the Patreon. We have a lot of things coming. It's growing. Thank you for everybody that pulled up, all of our Patreons that support us. Salute. I appreciate y'all. Y'all allow these other classes to begin to, grow on that channel so we could give y'all top level information. You know what I mean? Solid Gold Sundays with Chicago. I'm telling you, I promise you, it's no coincidence that when we started doing these shows, right, about 8 weeks ago, the market was nowhere near where it is right now. Okay. Now they're reporting that the stock market is having record returns. You know what I mean? The bull market is on its way in, and the brother was able to help all of us get situated properly, right? So when this shit really turns up, we gonna turn up with it. So you might want to tap into these classes. This is on Patreon as well. Make sure you sign up to the Supreme membership. That's the top membership that gives you full access to both of these classes, along with a plethora of other content. All right. Peace. All right. We got Black Ice in the building. Shout out to Black Ice. What's good with you, my G?
You feeling gratitude for allowing the man to be on your platform here this evening and opening up to everybody. Um,
Yes,
I'm
yes.
glad to hop in and share. You was showing showing the Shasta meditation coming up, and I just wanted to share that I just left from there like 2.5 weeks ago, and
Right.
I had opportunity to go up and do some stargazing a couple of nights. Saw some real powerful things. Saw stars exploding and shooting stars and a whole bunch of other things. But the most harmful event that I got a chance to take in was I was at the headwaters um, down in it's a park there in Mount Shasta City, and these
Right.
headwaters is the start of the Sacramento River. And I actually facilitated a sound bowl meditation right there at the headwaters, and I had
Right.
about 10 people participating, and it was a real healing event because earlier
Beautiful.
this year I lost my mom's January 3rd, my grandmother March 10th, and I
Condolences.
just
Yes.
thank you, right? And I just, been dealing with it head on, right? Acknowledging whatever grief and mourning a person need to do, and staying
Right.
tapped into, to the spirituality and everything else, and just practicing every aspect of, self care and spirituality that a brother need to be doing.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Yes. Yes. I'm glad you were
So
able to
yeah, I
tap
just
in.
wanted to
Yeah.
share that with the people and the family, and just let folks know that Shasta is really, really real. And a lot of these crystals y'all looking at come from come from up out of Mount Shasta. This one here,
Wow.
this Lemurian crystal, right here. This is from Mount Shasta. That's a Lemurian crystal right there.
Yeah, that's loaded with power. I could feel that through the screen. Wow.
And
So
this one here, I just picked this one up 2.5 weeks ago when I was out there.
when you was there, wow. You got a whole energy grid right there. I would
I'm
lay
working.
copper around. Yeah, I would lay copper around those around that grid of stones just to
Mm,
charge it up.
okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay,
yeah,
that's
man.
a great idea. And you know
Yeah,
what? I
power
got a
you.
copper pyramid I can put around this.
Yep, there you have it. Yep. And I would tap in with Brother Lester Lovin. I would tap in with Uncle Hank Rosin. Those are the
Uh,
scientists in our community that will really help level up all of the brothers such as yourself who are getting into these sciences, the earth sciences, the science of the stones. Also, Ross Ben is an excellent source. So I'm a proponent of pointing people in the direction of who I deem to be the experts. So
right.
we don't have to spin our wheels, and we could tap in with them and really just drink from the fountain where the information is more pure. Because in this data drenched world that we live in, so much information competing for your attention and your approval and whatnot. And sometimes that information could, like, get in the way of what it is that you want to do.
Yeah, and I follow Uncle Hank, and I got to get in. I know about the other brothers you mentioned, and I got to get in tune with them, and I will, cause yeah, this
Oh,
journey is
let's
beautiful. I'm loving it.
Lester Lovin, man, when you tap into Lester Lovin, just go ahead and Google Lester Lovin. He's not that viral. He doesn't have a lot of content, but whatever you
Hmm.
find, you'll find him on KTL Radio on Blog Talk. If you put that in Google, Know the Ledge Radio, Lester Lovin. A few of those shows come up. Delbert Blair,
Okay.
yeah, Delbert Blair, Lester Lovin, Hank Rising Sun, right? And KT the
All
arts
right.
degree as well with the science.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and
Okay.
Alkebalon 44. I'm sorry. You feel
Yes.
me?
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. God
Those,
Body
those
Challenge, August
right,
11th.
right. And David Ayibo. Right? I mean, David Ayibo and Dr. Phil Valentine to round it off with Blue Pillar. And I would just say put it at that. But yeah, those are some scientists right there who could really help level up what it is. See, you see the key to what's going on in this reality that we're in right now, that I'm trying to help people understand and to realize and to let go of, this monolithic way of seeing things, is in this age of AI, artificial intelligence, but also ancestral intelligence, but rather this age of what I would call intelligent machines. What's taking place is that they're showing you how they jumble, and they're showing you how they and they basically put it in a gumbo pot, right? They're taking data and they're putting it in a jumbotron, or for the lack of better words. And what that is doing is spitting out content or answers or new data, right? So in this community, a lot of people have access to hundreds of teachers and whatnot, and sometimes they feel conflicted if they listen to more than one teacher, or if they like more than one person, or if they support more than one person, or if they're into more than one person, or if they're trying out more than one person's programs, formulas, or methods. Whereas they're showing you with AI and this tech in the upgrade in technology, is really about combining it all and
Yeah.
variables that work for you to create your unique algorithm. That's basically an algorithm that you automatically, it's your cheat code. You're winning with it, right? So
Right.
some people could grab something from this teacher, and then they grab something from that person, and then they grab something from another one, and then they combine that with that, and then they wrap it, right? And then boom, they put it in a pot and they stew it up. And that's how herbs are made. That's how elixirs are made. That's how things that help to bring you back to life is made. That's how things that make you stronger are made. It's not just one ingredient.
Right. It's a combination.
It's a combination. That's what Know the Ledge represents. A vast array of stones, just as you see right here, stones and minerals and sacred stones. You feel me? That's what we represent. You know,
Man, much gratitude. Much
gemstones.
gratitude, man. You on fire.
Indeed. Indeed. Much gratitude for you tapping in. Man, stay on your journey. Keep doing what you're doing. And I hope to see you at Shasta. I know that you said that you just came back from there, but maybe that commercial that I just played was uniquely for you, you know.
We're gonna make that manifest. We're gonna
Right.
make that manifest. A brother be out there all the time.
Well, pull up when Blue Pillars out there. That's a different time.
Yeah,
That's
no doubt. For
that's a
sure.
whole experience.
For
You feel
sure.
me?
For sure.
Blue got
For
that
sure.
Obatala energy. He was out there. He opened that portal up, and I believe 2014, when we were in the stage of consciousness where everybody was just reading about stuff. It wasn't the age of experience yet. this new age where people are actually doing stuff and going places and actually experiencing it and going live from the temples, that wasn't as prevalent. Not to say that it wasn't being done, because it was, but it's being done now post C-19 at higher rates. And I love to see it. It's a beautiful thing. It just shows us that we're like in the Indiana Jones phase. So we're going to be excavating, and in a certain point, we're going to be digging out our own pyramids and temples. They're going to be opening up to our researchers and things like that. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot
Yeah.
of this planet that is very much undiscovered, and that's really where, for people who live in a scarcity or the scarcity mind state of lack, they're underneath this poverty mind state, this spell and whatnot, not realizing that the riches are just buried. It's a bunch of them. Don't worry about that. There's mountains of gold that look like dirty, stinking mountains, and you don't even think that you have no idea.
They've been panhandling in Northern California the past year. No lies. I heard about it and I was like, wow.
They've been
Just seen it.
panhandling, you said?
Yes, yes, no
Who?
lie. I met a couple of white people in Northern California
Yes.
who discussed that they be going out to the rivers and streams panhandling for gold. I mean,
Oh,
you
you
know,
said,
well,
yeah,
not
for
pan,
the
you know,
for the
I'm
sacred
using,
stones. Right,
yeah, I'm
right,
using the wrong. I might
right.
be
I
using
know
the
what you
wrong.
mean. Yeah,
Yeah,
but they out there
yeah,
fishing for the riches. You feel
yeah,
me?
yeah. To your
Taking
point,
advantage, right? And keeping that shit on a super duper hush.
super
When I
hush.
went
But
to
now
when I
we
went
know.
to right, but when I went to the gym show in Arizona, what I ultimately walked away from that, because yeah, there's ways of looking at it from a capitalistic standpoint. It's a great look from an exposure standpoint to see the vastness of what that industry represents. That's another great look. But there's a standpoint that you walk away saying to yourself, I don't know anybody that I know personally that is digging out these life-size stones out of the earth, and they have access. Like, why the hell like what magical cave these people went in?
Yo, that's
And why
funny
the
you say
hell we
that.
not in the right? We
That's
was
funny you
trying to
say
clown them
that,
about being cave people, but I promise y'all, if y'all went to the stone show, you're gonna want to be a cave person.
bro. If I may. This
Yeah,
last trip to Shasta. Why my man's telling I forget what kind of ports he had. He's selling it at the headwaters. He told her, yeah, I mined this out of Utah. And I had a fleeting thought similar along the lines of what you just said, right? Like, you really you went mining for that? I'm like, where you gonna mine it for them at?
it's right there. Yup, it's right there, bro.
Yeah, yeah, pound, very pound, pound.
Shit crazy. You know?
Yeah, this
But
is
it'd
yeah.
be so many things like, it's like imagine if people ran to do that like they run to do everything else. Imagine if that became a trend. Imagine if that became goals and whatnot. Imagine if people gave as much energy to go on digs and hunts and finds than they did to go take pictures by the Eiffel Tower and showing off, in places they captured their ancestors and shit like that.
Where you finding blue kyanite, you
Right,
know,
right.
or some citrine, you know.
Look at that citrine. Look at that. Phew.
Look, and on everything, my stuff been out here since my mom passed, since that whatever full moon that was. I guess my full moon,
Right.
right? Yeah, I'm an Aquarius, so no, yeah, yeah, I'm an Aquarius, so yeah, I think that's January 3rd, either Capricorn full moon or Aquarius full moon. But
Right.
these been out here ever since. They were in a different grid, and then a buddy of mine came over, an artist, and she rearranged them. I got a
I see.
bird's nest above here, and so this all the stuff from the bird's nest.
I see the art in it. I see the beauty in it. I see the sacred geometry in it. Like it's laid out beautiful. It's
Oh
laid
yeah,
out beautiful. Henceforth,
oh
my
yeah,
spirit told me to surround the copper would add the it would basically just add a whole nother charge feel to it.
Right.
But I feel the energy of it. Ashe,
Same.
beautiful things will be born from that shrine right there. That is a whole shrine.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why I said it. Instead of, putting myself on camera, I'm like, let's show the community this. And
Yeah,
not to be
yeah,
funny,
yeah.
but this is what I'm on. This
This
is
is
what I
Third
do.
Eye
Like I said,
Thursday.
this
That's
is
right. This is some Third Eye Thursday shit. This is what they need to see. This
this
is a
is what
live
I've been on
demonstration.
since freaking, like I said, since January. These stones have been out here. I got a few
Right.
that I keep with me, but this is the bulk of my um collection here. They've been out here, and I come out here and do what I do with it. See, I got vegetation growing, all of that.
My crystals open up portals for me. If my stones could talk, if these stones could talk, you know what I mean? These things been
Yes.
places where people could never go.
Yep.
And my crystals opened up portals for me. I promise you. When I started rocking my crystals, when I started draping myself with the crystals, mad portals opened up. Mad worlds just began to evolve, and I brought people into worlds as well. Many different multiverses. So it's the power in the crystal, man. It can't be stated enough. I'm actually gonna do a show with Ross Ben. I'm actually gonna do a whole Rock of the Ages show with Ross Ben. We might even make that a whole series on Patreon because you can't even cram that into 2 hours. That's disrespectful. The Stones deserve a fleshed out breakdown of the power of there's grounding stones. I mean, there's so many different, factors. People, huh?
Yeah, no, I'm just in agreement. Your grounding stones, your spiritual
Look,
stones,
yes,
your
these are
third eye
right,
stone, your your
right,
your
yes,
your,
sir.
your do you go do I have stones, your I feel stones, I see
Right.
stones, I love
I,
stones,
I,
I
I
speak
love stones.
stones,
Just
you know?
think, mood ring. Mood ring is the micronism to what I'm talking about, the macronism of the science of these stones. Because I promise you, the amulets and the talismans that they speak of in time memorial, they were the stones.
Yes, 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 yep, all day, every
And don't
day.
get caught up in diamonds and don't get caught up in gold all the way. You remember the
Mhm.
stones, the quote unquote minerals, the precious metals in these minerals. That is what these talismans, that's what it was so many different charges. The electromagnetic field responded to these stones differently. I'm bringing Ross Ben to come through and lay this down. I just got to download as I'm speaking to you, and I'm doing it. I'm going to manifest that. I'm affirming it on this live. You
And
know,
it shall be done. So
good
be
at
it.
home. Yeah. So mote it be. So mote it be because I got the science of it. Like when you inherently have the science, but then when you read it and you basically are able to verify it through research. That's what Ross Ben provided me with that book, Rocks of All Ages. He gave me the research to just lock it in, and it really charged my stones up. Out, it was like I was magnified even more. Where's my aunt at? Aunts
Man,
is
I'm glad
crazy.
you draw. I'm glad you able to draw off this, brother. For real. And that's what really that's who I am. That's part of who I am. Right. As I'm going along my journey here, right? I'm a
Yeah,
share. And I share what I get in terms of, spreading peace and love and release and healing and everything else of good vibes and energy and frequencies a man can emit to the
right,
community, you know. And this
right,
here is just one of those things.
right. Right. Yeah. Yeah. I even put red opals. I got red gold with red opals inlaid in my teeth. You feel me? Like
Yeah,
that's how serious I
yes,
am about these
yes.
stones right now. Then when I found out when I tapped into the power of the opals, because first there was Ethiopian opal, and I discovered that. Not to say that I didn't know about it, but I rediscovered it when I went to Tucson, and the the rainbow Ethiopian opal brought me to the red opals. So when my jeweler started popping up and putting gemstones in the teeth, and all I do is spit gems to the people, I spit pearl. Every time I open up my mouth, I'm literally pitching pearls to swine. Not to call my people that, but I'm on social media. Don't take it personal. I got 100,000 plus people following me. When I'm spitting pearls, when I'm pitching pearls, I don't know who the hell is catching it, right? But I put the red opals I put the red gold because that's something that I tapped into. When they say that you should tap into your inner child.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah.
full circle. And we in 2023. So in 93, I had a full grill, but I didn't have red opals in it. You know what I'm talking about? I had a polo horse carved into it with a crown with I had 8 different teeth and whatnot. Before Cash Money and then was doing it. And before, people said it was cool. That was our hip hop, right? That was our hip hop wardrobe, right? Because we're children
Right.
of the culture, and the culture is something that we created. Because nobody could tell me or dictate when I should be wearing something or how I. No, you wasn't there in '93. You don't understand the connection. You don't even know that this shit is coming full circle. You're not even part of that whole movie. You can't judge me. This is my movie. You know
No,
what I'm talking about?
exactly.
This is me paying homage to that I made it 20 to 50 years of hip hop. I'm a fucking legend. You know what I mean? Because in the 50th year of hip hop, it's forcing many people to look at, the contributions because hip hop is a culture. People think hip hop is songs on a billboard or what they call rappers. And I'm here to
Hip hop
correct you
was
and
the
say
attitude.
hip
Hip
hop
hop,
is
we had
more right.
attitude. We had the way
It's the
we
state of mind.
just dress. It was the state of mind. It
Right,
was, it was like
right.
that. It was way deeper than that. You
You
know.
feel me? The music is the soundtrack. You feel me? The music is the soundtrack. It's the blood. Yeah, it's the shit that powers it, but it's
And
not
the
it.
person and our just listening to you over the years, I know just like mine, your hip hop soundtrack go back to the 80s.
All the way back to the 80s. For sure, for sure.
So that's a long soundtrack of hip hop eras and times and places and experiences. You know, so
Look,
you
the
hear certain
music is a
songs and
time
it takes you
machine.
certain places.
Exactly. It takes you certain places. The music is a time machine. I'm anchored to a time where I experienced certain things that certain people did not experience because they're not a part of those times. So it's very important that I'm able to speak on a culture that I experienced, right? I have a different vantage point. It's not to say anything than but my vantage point is different from somebody that caught on later on into the mixtape or later on in the party. You got to the party 2 hours into the party. I was there when the party started getting set up, so I have a different vantage point, and it gives me a different appreciation for not just the music, but any music. Doesn't matter. Any music from this point
Hmm.
forth, I know that our fingerprints are all in those musics. But it's not just the music, it is the quote unquote collective consciousness because the fifth pillar of hip hop is consciousness. In case nobody was aware of that, you have DJ. I would highly recommend anybody who wants to speak about hip hop, who wants to decode hip hop, who wants to break down hip hop, required reading, and you should be tested on it, is Black Dot's Hip Hop Decoded.
Yeah,
And he has
yeah,
another follow-up book. That's required reading. I don't even want nobody to hop in that space until you read that. You know what I mean? And there's some
right.
books by Professor Griff. It should be a whole curriculum, to be honest with you. Should be a whole curriculum.
check this out. As far as hip hop goes, right? The first 3 4 seconds and the last 3 to 4 seconds on Straighten It Out. That's my
Yeah.
old man and his partner, Simtek and Wally.
Wow.
No lie.
Wow. Part of
Wally
history.
Dixon, Simtek Simmons, and Wally Dixon.
Right.
And the song is Bootlegging.
Right. I gotta
Yeah.
look that up.
So
Can you send that to
so
me? Is
that's
that possible?
yeah. That's a man's connection to hip hop.
Right. So this is where, the legends such as Black Dot, A.A. Rashid, myself, Red Pill, Blue Pill, the brother Ampu out of Philadelphia, right? Noble
Mhm.
Ampu. We did a historic lecture called Blueprint 322 in the year 2009. And the subtitle was How Hip Hop is Ruling the World. This was before 2017 when they made the public declaration that hip hop was pop music. This is before Jay-Z became woke. This is before a lot of things were taking place when we did this lecture and we laid it out and we showed metaphysically, kabbalistically. Who saw that lecture that's in the chat? Because I know a lot of people caught on to us later in the game. But who is from the illustrious days when we first popped out on the scene? Because that's my first lecture, Blueprint 322. It was actually the first lecture that they bootlegged, and they called it the Exposed DVD with the skull on the cover with the rhinestones in the Swarovski, all of the crystals. It's a crystal skull, and it's called hip. I think it's called Jay-Z Decoded or something, and it's the Exposed. That's hip hop three. That's Blueprint 322. Super classic lecture, right? And in that lecture, we were breaking it down to explain how the world is what it is today and how it was going to become that. Okay. And we don't give the culture enough credit for the impact that it has on the world. And not just the impact, but of course, the potential that it has that's not even being um, tapped into, the untapped potential for that matter, right? Of hip hop when it's at a super high frequency and when people are coming together in the name of shifting the consciousness of the people on all fronts. But we getting there soon.
Wow. Now look, check this out. Talking about
Yes.
manifestations. My oldest just stepped out. He ain't seen his one of his shorties since she was about a year. She three
Right.
years. He just came and showed me. He on a video call with her now, and he just showed me. So
Right.
yeah,
Right.
here we go. You know,
See how that work?
here we go. Ha
Right.
ha. You know. So yeah, thank you,
Cool.
thank
Thank you. Keep doing your magic, King.
you, man.
Keep
Appreciate
doing
you,
your magic.
and appreciate the community. Cause we here to do some work and y'all leading the way and we appreciate you.
Yes, likewise. Indeed.
All right now.
All
Love.
right. Peace. Love.
Peace.
All right, boop. Here go the link. I dropped it again. Whoever want to pull up. You might not be familiar with StreamYard, but we have room for 10 people in this live right here. This is a premium feature that I have. So we actually have room for 10 people. So if 10 people want to get on stage, then 10 people can get on stage. Right? That's how much we are willing to open up the stage and let people come through and just have a moment, speak their mind. I remember when I was in the audience and they threw the link and was like, pull up. I pulled up and never pulled down, you know? I don't want nobody to hop on. I said, if you want to hop on, the link is in the chat. You know what I mean? That's what we're doing. And if you know, so that's the invitation. In the meantime, we're gonna play this song while we wait.
Up in the Dumbo, smoking a gumbo. Few blocks before green, yeah, up in the.
Make sure y'all go and stream this, y'all. We got the mastered version. Sounds way better than the version the unmastered version. But we got this on streaming platforms. Go and stream Red Opals. Video coming very soon. You know what I mean? Go ahead, let that shit rock. Put that on your playlist. Yeah, that part.
Coke in the bundles. It's history in the making. Up in the Dumbo, smoking a gumbo. Few blocks before green, yeah, up in the jungle. Coke in the bundles. It's history in the making. I'm popping like fish to the grease and the bacon. My bitch is Jamaican. United we stand, dividing these bands. They hide in their hands. I'm riding in vans, slide through your land. Hopping the sprinters. Tore the underworld, popping the minter. Landing the turtles, I'm popping that splinter. Watching the snowfall, dropping the winter. Dodging the pitfalls, watching this bitch fall. And I still managed like Rich Paul. The paper was calling, I had to go switch calls. I spoke to my twin, I told my young boys I'd never be broken again. Invoking the gins, spitting the spirits, I'm soaking the gin. Your man's in the woods, we smoking on him. Fuck do you mean? We up it and squeeze, tuck it and leave, we leaving a stain. Fuck up for breeze, running the banks, causing a crashing. Feather the feds, Moorish the fashion. Horse was smashing, kicking the door. Wave on 4-4, it was blasting. Mother the gassing, loving the passion. Eat on your food, the brother was fasting. The weapon in the form that gets.
All right. You say you put together a visual reel. All right. Send that to my email. You got my email, right? Hit me on the email. Hit me on the email. We got a segment too that's coming to Uplift and Heal called Dealing with Bars, right? So all of my MCs out there, all of my barbarians, all of my poets, everybody that got bars, I need y'all to get your bars ready. You feel me? Get your shit right, because the day is coming. We got a big segment coming up, and we're also going to be bringing back more Fire Fridays. So all of my musicians, all of my God hoppers, yeah, pull up, put y'all on notice. Let me go ahead and open up the line for our one of our guests in the building. We got Justin. Peace to Justin. What's goody?
Hey, what's good? You can
What's
hear
good, my
me?
bro? How's everything? Yes, sir. I can hear
Yeah.
you.
Ain't shit, man. I just wanted to check in with you.
Yes, indeed. Where you tapping in from?
I'm in AC right now.
Okay, okay. Yeah, what's going on out there?
Ain't shit, bro. It's always trying to create, and that's really where I'm at. Always trying to learn something. Always trying to create something. So,
Do you consider yourself a creator, a creative?
aspiring, definitely.
What's your gift and talents like in the creative field? What do you like creating?
So I could write.
Okay,
Pretty.
you're a writer.
I like to write.
Right.
You know.
Indeed. Okay. Indeed.
I like
So,
rapping, of course. I'm nasty with the bars. My bars next level.
well, there you have it.
You know
Okay.
what I mean?
So, boom. Like I said, we got a show coming up where we're gonna bring the rap. We're gonna bring people who got bars, and we're gonna introduce you to our audience. And we got a whole platform that we're building out so we could give y'all, the stage that y'all need to help y'all shine. So
Yeah.
sharp, yeah, keep that sword sharpened, but you definitely want to make sure that you record something. Don't just be the illest nigga in Nebraska and you don't got at least one song,
Right.
or you hot fire Dylan and then on the beat, you know what I mean? You out there, you know what I'm saying, running like Forrest Gump against the beat,
Right.
you know,
Yeah. It's a battle,
no doubt.
but
But
I
yeah,
got it though. That's for sure.
but that's what I'm saying. We building out something for that. We good, you good. So just keep tapping in and you'll
For
hear
sure.
it. And I need you to pull up, remind me, be like, yo, Red, it's me. I'm here. All right. So
Got you.
yeah,
Appreciate you.
start. Yeah, this is the countdown. This shit it starts ticking from right now. You know what
Right.
I mean? Because it's definite. We shot an episode today. you know, I had to open it up with the Red Opal lyrics. I was breaking that down.
That shit's so cold, bro. I love that
Yeah.
track, bro. I love
Yeah, I
it.
was breaking that down. I was explaining the science behind it because it's not just a simple, you know, freestyle or nothing.
Right.
Yeah, man. But yeah, you know, when the episode comes out, we'll all be able to go into that world. But yeah, we shot an ill episode. It was fire. It was lit. It was turned up. We was in our bag.
I miss that shit.
Yes, sir.
But word, nah, keep me posted, bro. I'm definitely always in the loop. So, you
All
know what I
right.
mean?
Indeed.
Yeah.
Appreciate
Right.
you for tapping in.
Thank you. Always.
Yeah, how you like the Utopia album?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Uh, I mean, ran through it one time, you know?
Right,
That
right.
was it.
Right.
There was that meltdown track, obviously, that shit is hard, but
Right,
that,
right. It
that was about it.
slaps. Yeah,
Right.
it remember he's a raver. I tell people he's a rager, right? Or a raver. If you watch his performances where he's raving, you know, he's a different kind of artist. You feel
Right.
me? This is considered fusion art, right? They're taking him outside of the realm. He broke mad records already, right? He killed that whole hip hop curse. He took care of that. You know what I mean?
Not for nothing.
After
Now
Uzi.
he's rapping on it compared to a Uzi album. Like he smoked Uzi as far as actually rapping. Like it
Right,
was different. Like he went in.
right.
Nothing
But
grabbed me as far as beats though.
right.
You know.
Right. It's a Yeezus. It's a conversation that I can't have in a few minutes, but it's definitely because I can't say a Yeezus clone because Yeezus cloned him, right?
Real
That
shit.
was his sound. So he just basically, but it is what it is. It's an album that you would have to basically live with a few times. But from what I've seen, the power in him is he's a performance artist and he's the best visual artist out of the hip hop conglomerate, hands down. There's nobody as a visual artist, and I'm not just talking about I'm shooting a video with Hype Williams. I'm talking about they're gonna study his shit in the Guggenheim 20 years from now to look at all of the nuances and the art of those of his videos because his shit is just different. He's what they call, you know what his I didn't even know this genre existed, but I guess Cambada is part of this too. Call it psychedelic trap.
So Ray, I got a real question though. Do you think that that's Travis Scott the artist? Do you think that that is something that was created like a whole like with a deeper intention behind? You know what I mean? Because we straddle that fence a lot,
Right.
just trying to articulate what a Travis Scott is. So you know,
Right. It is. It's definitely. It's not a one dimensional approach to it. You know, he's become a polarizing artist, and you know, he's not definable, and there's nothing wrong with not being definable. You know, his nihilistic. He's heavy in post nihilism. He is the poster child of the nihilism. You know, look, the nihilism artistic expression, the nihilism nuances. It's all there, right? It's all there. You know, he makes music for cokeheads. He makes music for niggas who were pill poppers and lean sippers who started popping mushrooms and taking peyote though to have deeper experiences. And it was in that soundscape that he's created and whatnot can help assist a lot of people on their journeys. You know,
right?
as opposed to if somebody is on shrooms or on mescaline or on peyote or on bufu and they listen to Playboy Cardi or Uzi album, what's going to be the sound? What's the soundscape like? You feel me?
Uh-huh.
So I would love to see what are the frequencies that are being used in that music because you know sonically they say his sound is the most superior.
It's next
His
level.
production.
He got it down. Right. He
Yeah, the
definitely.
production. So yeah, man, I appreciate that.
Always.
All right,
Thank you.
no
Yes,
doubt.
sir.
Peace.
Yep.
All right, we got Jay Diamonds in the building. Let's pop. Yo, Jay Diamonds, what up?
Hey, how you doing, God?
I'm tapped in. What's good with you?
Man, it's a pleasure, man. I've been
Hold
watching
on.
you every day.
I'm popping like fish in the grease and the bacon. I'm
Ah,
Mr.
look.
Jamaica. He got he got it in the
You
background. You
know.
lit.
Yeah, man, I
Yeah.
gotta
Where you
get
tapped in
big out
from?
here. Hey, I'm out here in Nashville, but I'm from
Okay.
Denver. I'm from
That's
Denver,
what's up.
man.
What's good with Nashville? How is it out there?
Hey, it's lovely vibes, you know what I'm saying? I'm saying that
Right.
the South, my
Yeah,
first time in the
yeah, yeah.
South, and it's a lot of love.
Yeah,
You
the
know what I'm
South
saying?
different, man. They give you love if you give love, good-hearted people. You feel me? Very down to earth, it ain't, you know what I'm saying? People are I won't say that it's simple living,
Yeah, yeah,
but it's like when you fucked up. It ain't like places where you go where people just victimize you and you don't know why and you don't know what's that about and
no
everything.
California type shit, or
Right.
you know what I'm saying, Chicago type shit. Like them is
Yeah,
them
right.
places like y'all talk about the 33rd parallels. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to
Facts.
tap in with Atlanta though, cause that's that black Mecca. I know y'all be doing y'all magic out there. You know
Yes,
what
we
I'm
do.
saying?
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
What I would say about Atlanta is this, Atlanta needs more people on purpose.
Yeah.
So what happens when people come to Atlanta on purpose, right? They lose purpose, right? And I'm not generalizing and I'm not saying that everybody goes through that, but Atlanta has it could be it could be all encompassing. It is Black Hollywood, so there is an illusion taking place on all fronts.
Right.
You can't just point to the hood. This place is illusionary, right? But when you
Okay.
come here on purpose and you stay on purpose, then that shit opens up to you, and this is a paradise. You feel me? For
Yes,
everybody
sir.
to step in with purpose and whatnot. And this could be a kingdom to anybody with the mind of a king or a queen,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You don't have to
Yeah.
don't worry about no negative talk because this place is a forest, it's an enchanted forest, and
Man.
you really pull to you what you on.
Okay. And that's
You
what
got
it's
it.
all about, that frequency.
It's about that frequency. I
You
repel
know?
I repel shit. You know what I
You
mean? And I
have
don't.
to.
People be like, "Oh, Atlanta's the home of this and the home of that," and I'd be like, "Where?"
Where look, you
See?
create the culture. We creating it everywhere we go.
Right.
Splash, you already know. Hey, the way you be doing your thing with the lyrics, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Still creating, man. Not creating. I'm like, I can't wait, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My boy, he was a producer making the coldest beats, and they took him from him. You know what I mean? But
Right.
I'm gonna continue on his dream, our dream, and
You got
put
his
that
beats. You
conscious
got the
music out
catalog.
though. I mean, I need some beats though. That's all
No,
I'm like.
no. The
I,
producer that they took from us.
yeah,
Do you still have his catalog that could live on?
I do. I just
So
hit
I
up
need
his
you.
brother yesterday. I'm like, man, I
Let
need to
me
get
let me
on him.
let me give you my email right here. Because
All
what
right.
we could do is we could set it up where we could do a song and make
Okay.
sure that the proceeds and the splits are going to the brother's family and whatnot.
That
If
would
he
be a
got seeds and
blessing.
whatnot,
He
because
does.
that song will feed them forever.
Exactly. And
That's how you memorialize somebody. You put a tag with his voice in the beginning with him saying his name. Let's
yes, sir.
immortalize the God
Yes,
because
sir.
we don't die, we multiply, we live on through our music. That's
Exactly.
my email right there, the Mark
All
125th.
right. Yes,
I'm
sir. He
not gonna
tatted
judge.
on my arm,
Yeah, they want me to judge you because you eating bacon and eggs, and I'm saying
It's
to the
okay.
people,
You feel me,
yeah,
God?
that's tofu turkey. Nah,
I
fuck
got the
that.
goddess on the
That's
wall. You feel
you
me?
feel
Look, we
me?
do it like
Right.
that, my God.
That's
Hey,
right.
man, I'm tapped in with with my higher self. You
Right.
understand?
So I see that you got the stone. I was just
Yes,
talking
sir.
my shit about them stones. Hold on.
Yeah, I got some
Like,
crystals too.
no, what I'm saying is this is I want to give to the people what was given to me. When
Right,
Ross Ben handed me a book and I read that shit and I really dived in the book and understood because wearing the crystals was one thing. I'm like, these
right.
shits is matching with my J's and whatnot. Yeah, I got the Yeah, I got the I'm going dummy in these streets. I got
Going
the
crazy on
Mario.
them niggas.
Yeah, I got the big boy Mario.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah. And I got your
With the
boy. You know
10.
what I'm
See,
talking
that was
about?
his
Yeah. I'm going a little
man.
crazy in these streets, but
Yeah.
don't tell nobody.
No,
But
sir.
yeah,
Look, you gotta
you know
do
what
it
I'm talking
like
about?
that.
When I read the book about what the crystals about the ones that grounded me, when I read about all of the properties of it, when I read about the science of it, I shit you not, it took a whole new level. So now I'm straight powered up when I got it on.
Period.
Because yeah, some of us went from having that little crystal in a little pouch in our pocket,
Right.
then we wore it around our neck like that with the night. Then it starts getting So you on your road, you on the road of the you on the rocky road to the rocky road of riches, my genius.
Ah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Let's
And
go.
let them
Let's
sacred
go.
stones guide you. And fuck around, the science is so advanced at this point that you could go and do your blood work and find out every single crystal that is meant for you. You could do your birth chart with Ra'aku, and
I
then
need to.
you could rock out with every crystal that is designed for you specifically, so you don't waste your time. You
Right.
throw that shit on your neck, you get in the sun, you do push-ups, you sweat that fucking bacon out, my nigga,
Yeah.
and you tap into the energy and you ground. And I promise you, them crystals are gonna transform you. Shit
Okay.
you not. And let's tap back in later, and we could do the before and after. Matter of fact, I need you to tap in with me anyway. I got these
Man, it's a
health
blessing.
products. No, I really
Okay.
do. Hit me on the email
I will,
because we're gonna
man.
talk. We're gonna
All
talk.
right.
You feel me?
Yeah,
Salute, man.
man.
You stay
Hey, salute
focused.
to you and your big bro,
We good. We
Goo.
outside. We outside. We right down the road and whatnot. Get
Yeah.
the look. There's a brother named Mike True. Look him up. He got a
Mike
food
True.
truck, plant-based tripping. He's on IG. MIC True. Tell him Red Pill sent you. He's in
Okay.
Nashville. Yeah, he's lit and he's plugged in. And he'll
Okay.
take care. Yeah, he'll take care of you and whatnot and get you right. So we're in Atlanta. We're down the block. So we could. You say you did music?
I do music, my dude. I got my clothing brand. You know what I'm saying? I'll be hearing y'all spit. I'm like,
That's right.
I'm trying to take it over too. I'm making content.
That's right.
I'm just
You
chasing these
talking my
dreams out
language.
here.
You
Yeah.
talking my language, man. You know,
Yeah.
you should come and join the Patreon though, rightfully so. And that's not even me trying to upsell you, but this is a community that we're building. That's how
Okay.
you stay close to us. That's how you know what we're doing daily. You
All
get
right.
information. We dropping information in there. We got classes with Ra'aku. We got classes with Chicago Crypto Bully.
Yeah.
You come in with Ra'aku, I'll get you your reading personally with
Okay.
Ra'aku. So you'll find out what stones and what crystals are for you. And then we're gonna bring Ross Ben in there to do a 4-week class on the stones and the crystals. Cause look, you in Tennessee, you where
Yeah.
they doing the fucking digs at. That's where the sacred stones is in all of those areas.
Mm.
Memphis, Tennessee,
Memphis.
Arkansas, Little Rock, Arkansas, Texas. All of the caves, all of those digs is in those areas. So get the
Okay.
knowledge, bro. I
Yes,
shit you
sir.
not, and get it from the gods. Don't get it
Yes,
from the
sir.
frauds.
That's
Get
all
it
I
from the
do.
gods. Yeah, come to the source.
You
Drink
know.
from the drink. Yeah, drink that structured water. Not
Yes,
that
sir.
Dasani. Them niggas is online with that Dasani. We don't do
That
that.
designing and
Yeah, that
shit.
Dasani thing.
You
Yeah,
know,
so
when you get your wealth up and things like that, of course, you could take care of yourself in a
right,
higher manner. But right now, you know what I mean?
right,
I gotta make it through the next day, my nigga. I'm out
right,
here flipping
right,
pallets and shit. But
right. Now you're gonna do what you gotta do at the moment, but it's the mind. It's all in the mind.
you're
Tap in
right.
with us so we could work with the mind and up and level that up. I don't judge nobody where I meet them at. I might sit down and bust the sandwich down with you, King. You feel me?
I
It's
got
not
you.
about none of that. It's about where we meet and where we wind up at. We going to Stone Mountain. Look, you might have just got in the
I need to
building.
pull up.
You playing. Let
Nah.
me show you, my genius. We going to motherfucking Stone Mountain,
Uh-huh.
right? Me,
I'll
the whole
screenshot that.
team. Yeah,
Okay.
you right there in Tennessee.
Yes,
That's
sir. I'm
literally
three
you get.
hours away.
All right, so if somebody's in the chat, this from Tennessee, say something in the chat to the young guard real quick while I pull up this flyer. Let's show you the power of community and whatnot. Let's show you how small the world really is.
It's
is,
a
and
blessing,
that you
y'all.
belong to a community, right? If you tapped in with us, then you tapped in, right, with a
Yes,
global
sir.
network,
Yes,
right?
sir. To the
Yeah,
shout out
pull
to
up.
the gods and goddesses.
Yeah, this shit is about the gathering, y'all. We ain't about this YouTube shit as a bonus and whatnot. The
Yes,
fact that
sir.
you see me in the back of the Maybach and we talk things on a 2 times out of the week, we don't have to be here. Like this is
Nah,
not mandatory for me. You know what I'm talking about? My
out the
life still
love.
goes on. The movie still continues. The legend is still already written in stone, right? But the real lick is when we meet up in the physical.
That's a blessing.
That's what all of this shit is built up for. Because that's the real power.
Man,
You can't feel me through my phone. You can't feel me through the TV screen. You can't feel me through your fucking your phone. It's impossible.
right.
Somebody want to know what part of Tennessee you
I'm
from?
in Nashville,
Nashville.
Cashville,
Nashville,
baby.
y'all. Where I would say where young Buck at, but pause. You know, we ain't trying
Yeah.
to line you up like that, but somebody in Cashville is gonna pull up on you and holler at you. If you want to put your email out there, this is a
All
safe
right.
environment. We don't have weirdos, so you don't got to worry about being stalked and and spammed and whatnot. They might ask you about that ham, but like I said, we not here. We don't
That's
do the
my nigga
judge. We
Red,
not. Yeah,
man.
we ain't here
It's
playing
all
games like
love,
that.
God.
It is all love. You already
I
know what it is.
appreciate you, man. For real,
We
this is
lit.
like a dream come true. You know what I mean? This is really
Well,
like
I'm honored to be a
everything is
part of
working
that.
out for me, you know?
Yeah,
Working out
yeah,
for you, God.
yeah. We up. I'm
We
up.
up.
I'm up because we up.
Yes, sir.
So if
You
we up,
keep
then
putting
I'm
that
up.
work
That's what I'm
in.
saying. Right. We all up. You know what
Yeah,
I
and
mean?
it's
And
our
we
turn.
all
It's
see
our
each other
generation
growing.
next, though, you know. So we getting all these jewels from y'all, all this, you know what I mean? These jewels, man. And it's
Yeah,
just gonna
y'all
keep
niggas lit
going
for that.
on now.
I wish I
Yeah,
was getting those jewels when I was your age. Huh.
man. To the cartoons, to the movies, everything, man. It's all changed up for us,
Y'all could prompt your own cartoons now. Y'all can make
man.
your own toys. Y'all can make
Music,
your own movies with AI.
man.
Y'all could clone any rapper's voice. Like y'all got it lit. I don't never want to hear no young nigga complaining. I'm gonna take it
You can't,
personal.
right?
You feel
Hey,
me? I'm
yeah.
gonna
Them
take
is
it
some.
personal.
Them is
It's
the marks out here. You got some markies. You know what I mean? Hey,
right,
but
of
the real
course.
mobsters, the real niggas, they gonna do what we gotta do every day. You know them. Hey man, make it to the top. Cause there you gotta keep building your legacy. You built your legacy, God, and now your kids they time. Build their legacy is my time, you know. And
Right.
I appreciate you for even giving me the light. You know what I mean? It's a blessing,
Indeed.
bro.
Yeah. Salute,
Shout
King.
out to Memphis, babe. Look,
Yeah,
you
sports
know,
card.
big shout out to Denver though. It's Denver, man. I'm from Denver, you know. So
Right. Okay. Shout out to Denver. Fuck
yes,
they talking
sir.
about? You know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about? Yeah.
yeah.
Shout
We
out to
making it.
all that.
We
That
moving
part.
around this motherfucker.
Yo, go knock that bacon down, my nigga. Go
I
eat your
know,
sandwich,
but look, I
man.
didn't
Fuck
fuck
that.
around and burnt it.
Yeah,
I ain't even
yeah.
gonna mess with it now.
We gonna do the tofu turkey. We gonna walk it down until it's But tap
Yeah.
in with me though. All right.
Hey, much love, God.
All right.
Peace.
One. Peace. Yeah. That part. All right. And we got CIG, and yeah, his food was definitely getting cold. I felt bad for the God. Peace to the
What's
God.
good, fam?
Good with you. All right.
What's good, fam?
Man, we here, man. We here. I'm grateful. I have gratitude in my heart. You know what I mean? I woke up today. All of my facilities were functional. So shit, I'm here, man.
Already,
Yeah, what's good with
already,
you?
bro. That's a blessing in itself, bro. Same here, but been a long time coming. But yo, I just wanted to jump a lot of science, bro. I've been all over the map, and originally I'm from Fort Myers, Florida. You know,
Yeah.
uh, noticing all that culture, and then knowing what family I come from and all that other stuff. They like to keep up with Miami and being in Miami and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
That shit, you see how that shit ring bells and it's got its own culture and shit like that. Shit different from the rest of the country. Period.
Yo, can
So
I can I hop in there? You know I like to cut shit. I like to jump in double dutch.
Hell yeah. So
I got on
going
the phone
into
with Rich.
Georgia. So
Oh,
I'm
go
just
ahead.
going into Georgia. I noticed a lot of things, bro. That right there is the center of all the science things that go down with, I would say, with our people.
Your mic went out, I think.
Yo, you can hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you slightly, but I want to hear you better. You had changed something, and then the shit went different.
Some shit done probably happened. You can hear me now?
Yeah.
Already. So I go to Atlanta. You know, I'm raised up in Atlanta too for a good little bit. And I started noticing a lot of things. A lot of people who come through there, they implants. Barely nobody who from Georgia is
It's
who's at
right.
Georgia is from Georgia. I'm real.
Right.
I'm going.
It's a
I'm
transient state.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And I'm being from North Atlanta and stuff like that, bro. I went to school with the Migos. This shit was this shit was a whole. Everybody knowed each other on that level. Who's on that stupid shit? We did that thing with the whoop. Everybody
Mm-hmm.
know each other, bro. That nigga Takeoff. That nigga was the only nigga that I know out of the few, bro. But my high school, we all got down
Right.
who had that mindset. And last time I seen fam gave me his number right before they blowed up.
Right.
I ain't never hit bro up.
Right.
And I
He was
said,
on his
damn,
cosmic shit. Did you see the clip with Quavo saying that he's talking to him through numbers?
nah,
Somebody asked me what strain that is. That's
I
the red pill
ain't
strain.
catching that.
That's what I'm blowing on right now. And the
Already.
new rap's called, you ever heard of these? Flatwoods?
What was that? That's Delta or that real tree? Nah,
Not
I've been
backwoods,
hearing about
flatwoods.
those. I've been hearing a lot about those, but I ain't catch
Them
up
shits
with
is
them.
hitting. Yeah, so we got our own strain. When we see y'all on Stone Mountain, I'm gonna have a whole book bag full of these for the family.
What is that? Like real tree? That's
Yeah,
real
yeah,
cannabis?
yeah. We got
What?
THC and we got Delta strain, Delta 48.
All right, I got I like to catch up with all
We got
natural.
sativa and indica. So the red is sativa and the blue is the indica.
Oh yeah, bro.
I wanted to add on to what you were saying, that the fact that I just was on the phone with Rich and he was in Miami, and I said, Rich, didn't you wake up and you didn't think you was in the United States? And he said, yo, how you knew that? I said, because when I go to Miami, it's something about that grid that it's almost like, let's think like Tesla car battery, right? And when you touch that grid, it charges up your melanin. I can't speak for everybody, but I can speak for myself. You understand? My DNA upgrades the minute the plane lands. That place don't feel like border. It don't feel like mainland America.
Oh yeah, sure don't.
It's
It's too
wild
tropical. That be
tropical.
tropical.
Yeah, you
You
got
pull
it's
flamingos off the tree, bro.
right,
That
right,
shit lovely, bro. This magic growing up in that bit 24/7.
right.
And then I get out in the world, you get older, and you realize, damn, this shit not like this everywhere.
You feel me?
I'm like, this shit shocked me when I got to Georgia. And everybody got a different mentality up there.
And yeah. Keep in mind it's landlocked too.
Oh
And like
yeah.
I said, it's a transient town. I told people this. Atlanta doesn't have parental guidance because Atlanta is a town where people did not go with their parents. It's not they don't have a parental foundation out here because there's no parents. And the parents that built our legacies are the new parents who stayed after college and whatnot. So people don't really got too many ties. So they do a lot of shit out here and they don't have nobody that will shame them, or they don't have nobody that will stop them, or they
That's
don't
all
have
that
nobody.
messy shit I seen going on all over the years. Like that's all I seen was fuck shit. People who know how to
So
speak
what year you
that
got
shit.
out here in Atlanta? So we can have this ATL conversation, because I love to have ATL conversations with people who are from the original strain, because that's where I come from. I landed in 1997 with two dudes out of Brooklyn. One of them name is G Young, and the other one is named Burger Billions, right? And we shook up the whole Atlanta Atlanta because we imported our culture. Going back to what I was saying about hip hop being a culture, right? And it's not just the music was a soundtrack. The music helped us open up doors. Jay-Z was lit, so we were lit. That's how it went. Because it's a mind state. It's a whole, it comes with a whole package. So we were representatives of Brooklyn in Atlanta, and especially when they found out that we was plugged in with people from Bed-Stuy in the hood, nah, it was on and popping. So what year did you get out there?
I'm a 94 baby, so
Okay.
I got out there about I was like 14 or something like that.
Okay, so when you was there, what musician was on top? Who was lit?
Soldier Boy, D4L, all that other stuff like that.
Nah, that's not you. Wait. Okay, you said
When I got
04.
there, like 2003, 2004, 5, 6, and stuff like that. Lil Jon.
Okay, so boom, I get there in 97, right? Goody Mob is lit, right? Outkast is lit too. Outkast is just, they're beginning their commercial reign, right? Outkast is lit, Neo Soul is lit, Pastor Troy is lit because he started going after Master P with the We Ready shit. And that's when he started putting that pride in homegrown Atlanta dudes who were basically, I'm not gonna say it like this, but in some situations they had them like NPCs. They was in a backdrop and the movie was taking place in front of them, right? Because there was a lot of out of town niggas popping bottles. They was mixing with the shorties. They was dressed a certain type of way. They had a certain type of swag to them, a certain type of drip. You feel me? And dudes that was from the A who wasn't outside like that. They wasn't plugged into that lifestyle. They were NPCs for a moment, and then they popped out and they started playing the front. What Meech and them did with the whole BMF thing is it created the schism with Gucci and Jeezy from homegrown versus the out of town niggas who was coming in, taking over the city and taking the money, and these, you know what I mean? And that built the sentiment. And then when the niggas came in from New Orleans post Katrina and they was active, right? And they were the ones who started turning up the body count and whatnot. And they was the ones, they was the sharks biting niggas. Because prior to that, everybody was living in that bubble and whatnot, and it wasn't that type of life wasn't taking place. The murders, the kidnappings, the robberies, juxes, back doors, and all of that shit. That wasn't the old Atlanta.
Yeah, that's the Atlanta I grew up with.
I'm talking about Buckhead, chili pepper. You feel me? I'm talking about autos. We was in autos, bro. Right? Dressed in all black at a straight hard bottom affair, right? In autos, young niggas, but we was lit. Gucci belts, pony hair, Gucci shoes and everything. And
on the scene.
We was outside, bro. We was out. It felt different out there. It was a movie. You know, it messed that whole situation up. The Ray Lewis body. And then when Meech killed Wolf, Ray Lewis and them caught the body in Buckhead by the Gentleman's Club with dude from Miami and whatnot back in, I believe it was Super Bowl weekend '99.
I think I heard something about that when I was real young, like a real G. Oh, well, I was real.
That's what started changing the direction. And then the whole shutdown of Buckhead after the shootout with Meech and Wolf. That was the shifting of the tide. I left Atlanta after that because the sentiments really shifted against New York. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I didn't leave because of that particularly, but I was like, yeah, I wanna it's time to take the show on the road because I know when the energy moves, I move with it.
What is that? What is that like that West?
That's 2003.
Oh, 2003 type thing.
Yeah, 2003. And then Meech and them came to Miami and took over, huh?
When Katrina hit, 2003, ain't it?
2005. That's when Katrina hit. That's what brought me to Harlem, which started my career in Harlem and this conscious shit. It was Katrina that did it. Yeah. I was at Essence Fest in New Orleans in the Superdome, July the 4th weekend, the same year that Katrina happened, later on down the line. I was in the Luxor at the Magic Convention and I got out the shower and I looked at it and I collapsed in the whole pyramid thing. I had a window looking out. You know what I mean? I'm in the capstone of it, and I
Yeah.
fell out because I felt I felt the life of the children that I connected with.
Yeah. Yo,
Yeah,
that's
it
my
was.
uncle. My uncle sat all my siblings down. That's why I was adopted by my uncle and stuff like that.
Yeah,
But he saw all us down. We were looking at that shit on the TV. He said, "You see that shit right there? Shit's about to get real." Like automatically, my uncle know what time it was.
you know
Uh,
what made me an adherent. You know what locked me into consciousness after Katrina? When I went to a lecture and Dr. Phil Valentine showed Blackwater was out there bodying niggas. Operation Death March 2020 is the name of the lecture. It's a certified classic in the community in the metaphysical underground, the dark matter think tank. You know what I mean? That was a classic. That was like that was it back then when he dropped it. And it just showed everything that was taking place. And I was locked in from that point because I was like, they went to war against us. So there was no turning back, right? There's no turning back. So these are some of my origin stories that we'll tell when we tell our story.
Word on. It's
Yeah.
just beautiful because, and it connected with it just growing up. But what, one of y'all hit like 2012, 2015 around that time? In
Who,
between that
us?
time? Yeah.
The first lecture that we did that I was saying is the Blueprint 322, right? Our first lecture on record, it was like, flyer, big 2009, but we was on the scene in 2005. So
I think
that's when
that's
we
when I
hit the
started catching up.
community. But prior to that, in 01, 02, we were doing Four Corners newspaper. So we was at all of the lectures. And then going back to the 80s and whatnot with Dr. Sabi and his fig tree and whatnot, we was a part of that. So we always been in the community, but we,
I
we
remember now.
just we started these platforms like Know the Ledge and '08. You know what I mean? We started doing certain things and really putting out quality work because it's not about when I knew people are, I'm looking at the body of work.
Yo, yeah. I'm gonna tell you why everybody appreciate of y'all. 'Cause we basically growed up around with y'all. Cause I say after 2012 hit, I'm 29 now. I've been
Yeah,
I've been hit, I've been hip ever since to the game of everything, looking at this shit different.
right.
And everybody around my age with the 90 baby, we looking at this shit and like these niggas really trying us or what like how I'm feeling. I'm an Aries. I'm ready to start putting hands on folks. You feel me?
My son of Aries, I already know, man. Y'all different.
Checking the temperature out here. You feel me?
You
Now
feel
I'm in the
me?
loop.
Yeah.
I've been all in Houston. I've been traveling around. I've been checking the temperature out here. I
You a
see the
navigator,
disconnect.
right?
I see the disconnect on, bro. I've been in a lot of hoods
Right.
and
They already
trash
know.
houses, all that shit. It's shit.
Right.
I've been checking the temperature out here. A lot of people are disconnected, and it's
It's
like
all good. It's all
say to
good.
switch it. It say
It's
to
all
switch
good.
it. Motherfucker ain't gonna know what the fuck gonna happen.
Right, right. But for the ones that are all connected, you're gonna get a better conversation out of them. So don't waste your energy and don't drain your energy because some shit needs to be left where it is. They're gonna come and fuck with you when they ready. You know what I'm talking about? Don't stop stooping down to certain levels and frequencies trying to pitch pearls to swine because they're gonna, the pigs will eat you if you fall in a pig pen.
I
Focus
feel
on those that are on your frequency and build with them. You traveled enough to see what needs to be done. It's niggas building for real, for real. They're just not on the internet, bro. I promise you. They're not going live. They're not chasing YouTube views. They're not broadcasting it on Instagram. Take it from me. But
yeah. I
it's a
want
lot
y'all.
of it's a lot of movement taking place, and you will miss out on something real big that's taking place if you were to look at this shit from a lens of maybe where your hood is or what you see outside your window.
Word up. Yo, so for everybody everybody got that working lifestyle, try to get out of that rat race.
Right.
So it's like we wanna hop on to getting that money ASAP, had that bit by tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
But
they call that you know instant satisfaction.
Yeah, so it's like what type of mindset is those who taking care of whole family, dispensing themselves all over the place, or no, like just taking care of family off of GP.
Yeah,
And then you want to hop out here, you see, damn, I want to go travel, I want to do where I got the mindset for all this shit to come together. It'll be beautiful, you know.
put your phone on mute, King. We're gonna get to everybody in the panel. I just didn't want to have y'all sitting backstage. I found that would be rude.
Yo,
Salute.
salute, family.
I'm gonna get to you in 1 minute. Just put your phone on mute real quick. And I'm gonna ask the king to please repeat that last question that he put out there. Because that's very good. I want to answer that.
So those who dispensing themselves, being a working man, taking care of
Yeah.
their
Yeah.
family,
Yeah.
who got these 9 to 5, this shit that go extreme, you barely even getting no money from it, but you
Yeah.
want to be able to contribute to your Bitcoin, to going places, to connect with people, because you feel like you got something a value you could add,
Right.
and vice versa, because it's I see the the spirit within everybody, that everybody got to come together. And I want to say one more thing. Yo, a massive meditation with everybody. I seen the implications that it took after the
Right.
day after. That shit
Dope.
hit.
Dope. All
We see
right.
that too.
So check this out. One, I'm gonna just tell you what works for me. You gotta activate your mate to support what it is that you're doing. And that's gonna make your things that you're doing happen faster. It's gonna happen with more enthusiasm. It's gonna come to fruition. You gotta get her behind you, King. You got to get her to be the one that's going to help push you, because all of the things that you're going to be doing is going to level her up and level you up, take her off of the workspace, put her into the business that you're doing. And if she can help be a part of that, and y'all can push that together, and y'all don't have to worry about none of that shit no more, because that's the time that we in right now. And that's doable. Everybody got to be on each other's team. They don't got to be you. She don't have to be your servant. She don't have to be your breadwinner. She don't got to carry your business, but she got to believe in you like she believe in her boss. She have to brand you. She got to be the one to stamp you. She got to retweet you. And because the black woman is the best brander in the world, if she says it's lit, then it's lit. Why do they tell rappers make women's songs? Why do the R&B dudes cater to the women? Why they always on tour and whatnot? Because women stamped them. They already gave them the stamp. They said they're the ones. They are the best branders in the world. When our women went into corporate America, that's when it took off. Read the data. They branded and they stamped all of these quote unquote Fortune 500 companies that are on the NASDAQ, that are on the SP 500. All of these businesses, you could look at every single one of them. I promise you, black women are behind stamping whatever business, product, or service that's on that index, because that's the power of our women. So what I'm seeing brothers winning, and they women is stamping them. I'm seeing people make $1 million products online, and they getting stamped by women, and they getting stamped by their lady. They wife is in the video. They got their babies, and they showing family and whatnot. You know what I mean? They showing prosperity. You feel me? I'm not in nobody's bedroom. I'm not in nobody's living room. I could care less about what's going on in your private life, because there's 3 parts of yourself that you show the world: your public self, your private self, and your secret self. And nobody has the right to see either 2, but your public self is what you show the world in the Truman Show. So the world, the marketing and the way that people are selling their business now, that they're their own bosses, that they've discovered that you could just discover one niche. It don't matter what it is. You could be into anything, bro. It's called a niche economy. There's people who are into toe fetishes, and they got their bills paid, their skin is shining, bank account healthy.
Yeah,
People
yeah.
are finding
Right.
ways
Right.
to penetrate. Remember, this is the digital economy. What's the difference from the old economy? Just think about it in terms that I'm going to give it. I'm going to break it down to a more simplistic terms, right? Dollar bills represents atoms. It's physical. It got to be printed. It comes from a tree. It's a physical product, right? That shit on Cash App is digital. It's just a number, bro. It's not, it's a number. It's people would say it's not real. No, it is real. It's a bit. It's not an atom. It's a bit. They occupy two different spaces. So in the digital economy, because it obeys the laws of what is known as the long tail and a whole bunch of other variables, you can get 10 times what you were able to get in the physical world just because of the fact that the restriction of a physical item has now been made digital. So it could grow exponentially faster. It doesn't have the same barriers that physical things had. That's why people, the amount of billionaires are growing, the amount of millionaires are growing. You have new billionaires who are not considered they're part of the new wealth class, but they are anomalies because they're not college educated. They don't come out of Cambridge. They don't come out of Harvard. They don't come out of Fortune 500. They don't come out of heritage, meaning that the money's not passed down to them. They got it from Silicon Valley, bro, selling apps, my nigga, selling code, selling licensing, and selling algorithms and shit like that on in technology, right? There's young people. There's people who was doing underworld, dark web, what's that shit? Silk Road transactions that had 20 Bitcoins and still got it. What are you talking about? So this new wealth class that is shaking up the old quote unquote the old paradigm because money is coming out of the day where you're gonna see a 10-year-old billionaire is not far away, bro. I shit you not. And it's gonna come from the multiple income. Yeah, there is. Is there one? Because I know they got one. They got an 8-year-old, 9-year-old on YouTube making about 400 million.
God damn.
So my thing with you is this: you gotta find your gift, you gotta find your talent, you gotta find something that you will do where it doesn't feel like work. You gotta find something that you could do that you was born doing. There's shit that we all had that we already have, and we looking for something new. And I'm here to let you know, I put myself on the cross. It's not outside of you. You got it. The shit that you need to do, you already have the skill set. You just gotta polish off your blade. It's your sword. It's what you cut down all of this fuck shit with. You cut down the haters. You cut down the doubt. You cut down the fear. You cut down the bushes and the weeds and whatnot. If it's your tongue, it's your sword. If it's your hand, if you're a painter, an artist, a sculptor, it's your hand. You were blessed with your hand. You got healing hands. You got building hands. You have creating hands, right? You have gifted hands. But we is looking for these fucking magical pills, and we're living vicariously through these stars that
gotta
they have
unmute.
programmed
Oh
us
my
to
God.
worship, right? And we're looking outside of the
I'm
skill
muted
set
back
that we
on.
had. The everything has the game has been leveled out. The playing fields have been democratized. Everything is up for grabs right now if you are here to create it and to do it and to put your motherfucking 2 feet in it. And nobody's gonna do it for you because they simplified it. Because where is your dream and why are you not bringing it to life? Where's that childhood dream of yours? Where's those characters that you've been talking to and you've been wanting to make a toy out of, or make a t-shirt, put them on a t-shirt, or make a movie out of it, or a cartoon of it? I'm here to let you know, if nobody told you, that you literally can do that right now, right? With a budget of about $100, if you want to be restricted and frugal like that. But if you want to put 100,000 into it, my thing is this: y'all been sitting back watching people immortalize their last name forever. Y'all been sitting back watching people turn from niggas to gods in front of you forever. Y'all been sitting back, people turning from human into immortals before your very eyes. What are they all using hip hop, the tools of the culture, and they're also using their talents and they're using their gifts. Tupac's gift was his artisan. It was his tongue, it was his hands, and that's all he really needed.
Pause.
Pause, yeah, pause, super pause. But yeah, he had everything that he needed to make him thug immortal. It was already in him.
Word up.
He just had to craft his experiences, right? And he had to do what? He had to share his experiences through different mediums: theater, film, and music. Come on. It's not hard. So for all of us, I don't care if you got dragged by a truck 20 blocks. Make a movie about it. Write a poem about it. Create some type of art that's timeless, that's going to live on. Create folklore out of it. Don't tell me your problems, because if I go ahead and turn it into a story, then you want to call Albert Silverstein on me and whatnot.
I was gonna say, right then you could capitalize. Yeah.
I don't want to capitalize. I got enough stories to tell. What I'm saying is we're going to do this in a more structured way, because we are now in the fourth industrial revolution. We are now in Web3. We are now in a more centered type of situation where we could put shares into everything that we're doing and all be owners and all benefit. Remember my motto, CEO, right? Control, equity, and ownership. So we're in it. Look at Hollywood falling before your very own eyes.
Oh yeah, they
You
on
never
strike
thought
and
that
all
Tinseltown
that.
will
Yeah.
burn down before your very own eyes, but here it goes. These people, right, who are called the writers of Hollywood and also the quote unquote actors of Hollywood, I stand in unison with anybody that is a part of that union. I stand in
That
unison
union,
with
I
anybody
stand in
that
unison with anybody that uses.
yeah, you're gonna
Yeah,
that
you know,
uses that
that
art to
uses
feed
that
their
art
family.
to feed their
Somebody
family.
got to mute their phone.
Somebody got to mute their phone.
We got more people in the building. Let me open them up.
I
Peace,
see that
peace.
as the falling of theater, of the falling of theater between of to the people. You feel me?
But it
It's
had
all
to
that
fall.
theatric, yeah, all that theatric shit. It's time. It's
But it
time
had
for
to fall. They was pushing agenda. But it had to fall. They was giving us slave porn. But it had to fall. They was not casting us in the light that we supposed to be casted in. Sit down for a minute. Get your shit together. AI is here. Don't look at the negatives and don't live in fear about it. You have to look at it from a higher level and whatnot, how it will aid and assist you. We got 1,000 stories to tell. Those people who are on strike, I wish they would come and work for Netflix. I wish they would come and work for some of the teams that I have put together so they can hurry up and tell some of these stories and whatnot. I wish we could tell the story of Marcus Garvey, Noble Drew Ali, and the right stories about the Black Panthers and things like that. I wish we could tell stories about Black women in love. I wish we could tell stories of black fathers. I wish we could show stories about Black children and their brilliance and their quote unquote their innocence without sexualizing them and without making them look like young criminals. We need to see that. We need cartoons. I call it the fantasy complex industry. So just a year ago, I was on High Level Conversation. I'm almost at 1 million views with that video and whatnot. I put it out there that we have to take over the fantasy complex industry to conquer our subconsciousness, the minds of the children, and the imagination of people such as us who are the true wealth. Look at they clone Tyrone. If
yo.
that was in a movie, they would
That
have made
shit was
$100 million.
emotional watching
That's a
that.
movie based off of the conversations that we had on Blog Talk, Clubhouse, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook.
Shit, crazy. Wow.
But they were able to do what? They were able to put it in a lens where it's palatable. You have to have edutainment to reach your people. The same people that got you frustrated, those hoods and those trenches that you went to. That motherfucking movie told you what it is, and we don't have to have no further conversations from this point on, because after we do that, we're just romanticizing and we're just waiting for another dopamine hit. The movie laid it out. They didn't miss. They said that it's in the food, it's in the music, it's in all of this shit that we're around. So we have to do something different in order to have some time. We got to clone Red Pill. We got to clone Blue Pill. We got to clone KT the Arch Degree. You feel me? What's your name, King? I was talking to you. We got to clone all of y'all. And I'm not talking about it where the government is cloning us. I'm talking about it where we multiply ourselves, where we clone ourselves. They can't clone. We don't have to worry about being cloned because they showed you in the movie where that element of hip hop that's called consciousness that's unclonable. They don't want to clone Red Pill. They don't want more of me. They will want more of me in my lower self if they had, if they were able to capture that part of me and whatnot. They would want to take advantage of me and clone my quote unquote, because there's spectrums to me. And I give people that in my art. There's an artist called Twin when I rap, and there's Red Pillar. That's two spectrums. That's two extremes. So they want to clone the lower part of you. What we want to do or know the ledge is we want to clone the higher self of you, because each one teach one. We can help you raise your frequencies. And what have you done, King? What have you done, Queen? Y'all have created clones. You have given that information and that light to other people who woke the God and the goddess up in them. And then when they turn their lights on, they turn other people's lights on. So my thing is this: don't be doing the heavy lifting and break your back and worrying about everybody else. Worry on you. I'm gonna ask this sister to open up her phone so we can hear from everybody that's here, because I could, I'm
Can
long-winded.
I unmute now?
Yes.
All right, bet.
Mute
What's
my
good?
shit.
Peace.
Hey, Brett, you want to see my queen, my daughter? You want to see her?
Yes.
Kennedy, come over here real quick.
Hey, peace, guys. Y'all be blessed out here, man.
Yes, sir.
Kennedy,
Peace,
this is
King.
Red Pill right here.
Peace, Kennedy. How you doing?
He's
Greetings.
right there.
How
We're
you
with
doing,
friends.
Kennedy?
Oh, she
Peace,
can hear you. He
Kennedy.
said, "How you doing, Kennedy?"
Good.
Good evening. Pleasure to meet you.
Good
How
evening.
old?
Pleasure to meet you.
How old are you?
How old are you? You know, how old are you?
6.
Tell them you're 6 and what grade you're about to go to.
I'm 6 and I'm about to go to first grade.
Beautiful. Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
Congratulations. I got
yeah.
a
He said,
daughter.
"Congratulations." He has a
Yes.
daughter too.
She's 9 years old and she's in the 3rd grade. Her name is Wisdom Bella. Yes. I would love for y'all to meet each other one day and play.
Next time you come down with him, we're gonna
Yes,
link up.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
Indeed. Yeah.
Oh, she is a great artist. Let's show him. Let's show him everybody. When you look at this.
Wow. Look
This
at
is
that.
crazy, right? Hold on.
That is crazy.
Can y'all see it?
Hell yeah. Yeah, we can see that. That's a t-shirt
Man,
design.
dude, I have plenty.
All right. Well, hit me up. My email,
Yeah.
hit me on Patreon. Pull
I'm
up to
about
the
to
Patreon. It's
all right.
only $5 to sign up. That's the entry fee, and it goes up to 99. But pull up, hit me on the inbox, and I
Word.
can help you take those drawings and make a clothing line for her right now. Right now.
Okay.
Easy. Because that art right there, remember, I was just at a streetwear show. That's the art that they're putting on t-shirts. Facts.
Word.
Fact.
No,
Wow.
yo,
Wow.
anybody who know about the drip and everything, y'all know that the freehand right there, that's the way
Hang
it
on, I
is.
wanna
Niggas making shirts on their phone now.
Yeah.
You can hear me, Red?
Yeah, peace to the God. What it do?
What's up, man? I came,
You.
Yo.
I came to pop my old Atlanta shit. I heard
Yeah,
y'all was
and
talking
hold
about
on,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, we was on that. Yeah.
You got me on a subwoofer.
Got me on a subwoofer.
What you was saying, God
What you
body?
was saying, God body?
Oh, that's somebody else
That's
talking.
somebody else talking.
Peace and blessings to the gods. It's me, Black Girl Magic. How y'all doing?
Hey.
Peace
Hey.
to the goddess.
So the
Peace and love.
energy,
Peace and
You got me
love.
your phone.
You got me your phone.
you my phone?
No, not you. The guy had to mute his phone. We had the echo.
No,
Peace to the guys. What's good
you.
with you?
The guy had to mute his phone. We had the echo. Peace to the guys. What's good with you?
So listen, the crystal energy got me on a million. First of all, that's my thing. I spoke to you when you had Ross Ben on. Shout out to Philly. I'm from Philly,
Remember.
Philadelphia.
Yeah, shout out to Philly.
And like,
Yeah, shout out to Philly.
we are crystals. Like, I can't even tell you like how the divine has aligned me with my crystalline self to the point like we connect. And it's a mental like I started carving wands out of selenite and just like it was divine to me, us being open portals and channels for such phenomenal information when we start that alignment and get into our higher selves.
You feel
You know,
me?
and it's a beautiful
And then
thing.
we just marry that, that
Yeah.
And we just marry that, that crystalline
our
energy.
experiences, I would say.
Our experiences, I would say.
Can you take me off the speaker?
Like,
Can you take me off the speaker?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that better?
Yes, thank you. That's a lot better.
Is that better?
Yes, that's a lot better. So how you been?
Okay.
How you been?
I'm doing well.
Great to
I just
hear.
wanted to show the tribe and this family some of the aspects of aligning with your crystalline self, if you wouldn't mind.
Yes, please do. Please add
Yes,
on.
please do.
I'm
Please
honored.
add on. I'm honored.
This is one of my selenite wands that I carved hands. And we just, become one with it, right? And just a little example of being aligned and in tune with
That's
the
fire.
crystals.
That's
like
fire.
we're one with them. Some move and manipulate better than others. Some just like magnetize like directly to me. It's amazing. So we're those mutants and higher beings that they
You
trying
gotta
to
tap in with me.
hide.
Tap in with me.
Trying to hide. We're the ones. We're the ones they
We
don't
are
want us
those
to know
mutants,
about.
right? We are those
right.
X-Men.
We are
Yes.
those X-Men. Yes.
So tap into your gifts and look, family, your gifts, they will make room for you, but you gotta trust. I don't care. Don't nobody do it. If you don't know nobody who do it, you do it. And if you do it, and love doing it, and
That's
do
right.
it
Don't
to
wait
the
for
fucking
nobody.
Don't wait
fullest.
for nobody.
Right.
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 It don't
Like
matter where
you
you
we
live.
can't be scared. It's time to
Can't be
step into your
scared.
purpose.
Can't be scared.
That's like
Right.
that's how we
Right.
that's how we gonna do this thing and come back into our indigenous rights. Everything's being revealed to us. So if you don't tap into the truth, pardon me, but niggas gotta save themselves. So it's time for us to be vigilant and raised to who we are. We gods. When niggas turn into gods, walls
Right.
come tumbling down. The
I think
healer,
there's a book about that.
There's a book about that.
Mm-hmm. So that was it. I'm listening. Keep doing what you're doing. And
All
yeah,
right. Feel free to add
blessings and
on.
love.
Feel free to add on.
Peace. Thank you for that download. Thank you for that download. That was like the oracle speaking to us, y'all.
Yeah, you said
Yeah,
something
she went in.
earlier about feeling the energy through the phone, bruh. I had to respectfully disagree, but I didn't want to put it in the chat.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because like we
Definitely
spoke on
real.
the other time when I was on with you, it was one other time with the crickets and all that. I know you remember that, right? But
Yeah, I remember.
I just watched it the other day too, and then it was crazy because you put the joint on the top end again tonight. But anyway, I've been tapping this since 2015. And it's like that same energy, certain people have it, and when you meet them, it don't matter where it's at. It's always there. So
Right.
like, I don't know. I never met Shorty or whatever, but she was talking about the crystals. I started
Yeah.
to get chills because it's crazy. I
You
wear my
saw
shit.
you saw her demonstration, right?
Yeah, it's
It's nothing.
wild.
It's nothing to talk about. You're one with the crystals. So until you could even do that, you know what I mean? There's work to be done because we must adorn ourselves with the minerals and the quote unquote, you could talk about we could talk about what's old, we could talk about everything, we could fantasize about whatever, but there are
Nah, it's all
minerals
on
in it.
you.
Huh?
It's all on us. We just got to do what we got to do.
Right. Copper is available.
Right.
These crystals are available. These stones are available. You know,
Sea moss.
the sea moss is available. The shrooms is
Yeah.
available. If
He
you
said
really
shroom.
want to, if no, I'm saying if you want to get on that deep dive Titan, quote unquote, uh, journey, right?
Yeah.
What do? You go ahead and
Tap
you
in.
take the God molecule. You tap in. I decided to tap in,
Yes,
right?
sir.
I went there. I
Yes, sir.
decided to tap in and I decided to meet God because I got over my fear. And I was rewarded. I was rewarded as a result of that for tapping in. It opened. It was on a Lionsgate, 2019. Uncle Hank. That's why I'm wearing
Ooh.
this quote unquote amulet around my. This is a whole talisman, but I earned it.
Okay.
You can't just buy this. You know what I
We the
mean?
chosen
It
of the
doesn't
lesser
mean yeah.
gods. So
That
that's
was
the talisman right there.
right. That's an
Okay, I never seen
amulet.
one,
That's
but
a
I seen
talisman.
yours, but I ain't know that's what it was from the song. Okay. Word.
Yeah, well, Uncle Hank blessed me with this. I
Oh,
went
Uncle
to
Hank.
the
Okay.
yeah, I went through the portals
Nice. So you earned
with
that.
the toad. Yeah, with the toad. You know what I mean? I tapped in, I walked through the gates and whatnot. I had the ego death, right?
We.
So
Yeah.
yeah, and the world shifted, a great reset took place. So I'm just saying that everybody is on a old road to perdition. I don't recommend anybody following the footsteps of no man, but we all are peeling back layers of ourselves, discovering our greatness and discovering our ancestral greatness, thus preparing
Facts.
ourselves for more generations ahead as we produce new life on this planet and in multiverses and whatnot, and as we connect to our multiverse self because the veil is falling and niggas is tapping in. You're gonna see a version of yourself pop up, and you're gonna be like, "Is that AI? Is that a clone, or is that me from the multiverse?"
Hey, Red, you know what's crazy? All my life, I meet random
All
people.
my life,
Right. All my life, I meet people, and they,
who know your doppelganger? They
dude,
know your
they're like,
variant.
they. Let me tell y'all an example, right? So I used to work at Liz, right, at a mall, right?
Yeah.
So I help a lot of people, a lot of customers, and all that. One night, it was slow, wasn't nobody around. Then somebody walked up and was like, "Yo, do I know you?" I'm like, "Nah." He
Hmm.
was like, "You was at the gym the other day, right?"
Right.
I never at no gym because I didn't have time to work out at that time. I just had to work and get my cash to provide for my family and everything. But I
Right.
was like, "Nah, I don't even have a membership." He's like, "No, I seen you." I'm like, we argued about it,
Right.
and I'm like, "Bruh," and it made me think. I'm like, why does everyone that I meet always know somebody that looks like me or like
Right.
thinks that
What
is
if
me? You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
yeah. So look at this scenario. What
What's
if
up?
you're inside of the quote unquote, what if we're inside of this dome, right? What if we're inside of this whole test subject where there are doppelgangers in multiple U's, right? And they make it to
I
where
wouldn't.
y'all don't
I
cross
wouldn't be
each other's
surprised.
path, right? Yeah. Like Tyrone showed you. It's a
That
Tyrone
movie,
in
yeah,
LA.
we
It's a
watched it.
Tyrone in Glen. There's a twin
It
in
was
LA.
crazy.
I saw my clone.
You
Everybody
saw
saw it. It's
yours?
on World Star. There was a
No,
nigga in LA.
no.
Come
I gotta
on,
see
bro.
that. I gotta see that. I
Look,
haven't seen it.
so check it out. I got a twin brother, right? Identical twin brother, and they call me twin coming up, right? Even with a twin brother, I'm running into people, and I'm traveler. I've been all around the world. Yo, you got a twin.
Damn.
You know that? He right here. Nah, I ain't
Right.
talking
My
about
man
him.
right here. Oh shit.
Like, damn, they went crazy on our clone. They got us everywhere. So yeah, what if
Starseed.
that's your multi? What if the multiverse is folded upon itself in this realm that we're in, or this plane of existence, where your multi selves or your multiverse selves, the same way when you run your picture through the AI generated and it kicks out multiple
Ooh, that's
iterations
heavy.
and versions of
That's
yourself
heavy.
from different timelines. So how do you
Yeah.
know the timelines existed? So if you always existed, then you existed in those timelines. What did you look like? You don't look just like you look like now. There was a variation. You're a variant, like Kang is
Yo,
showing
that
you and Loki and whatnot. That's what the generators are spitting out. They're spitting out your variants.
not
They're
for
spitting
no.
out your
You good.
variants in Mid Journey and Stable Diffusion on Lenza, the app that's popping right now, Replica, where people are doing like headshots. So the movie Everywhere, Everything, Everywhere, All at Once, that tapped into the multiverse. That tapped into the fact that the internet before AI came, the internet before
Okay, right. Let's go. I don't mean to pause your wisdom, but let me.
yeah,
Okay, so we was talking about '03 to '05. So
yeah,
talk to me about this. I remember the internet came out. I'm 34, so I remember the internet came out about what, 97, 98.
right around the time Matrix came out,
So
the movie
99 then.
99. Well, it popped around 97, 98
'Cause that's why everybody was shook at the Y2K, because
after
they
Biggie
ain't
got
know
killed.
it was. Yeah. All right, yeah. Let's go back then and talk about that.
Yeah,
Pertaining to where
yeah.
we at
So
too.
from what perspective, though, I could take you there, but what perspective
Well,
you
you were
want?
just talking about how now we can do the chat GPT and all that, but like
Yeah,
you were saying how like pre that, and then I was
right,
like, damn, well, you talking about pre that, but how about pre that, which was like when it first came out.
right, right.
AOL, remember AOL used to give the CDs out that time?
Right, it's bad,
Yeah,
yeah, that slow shit with the CDs and everything. So
yeah.
02, 03, 04, 05, that was the
Mm,
earliest days of the internet, which it was still a very viable means of communication, breakthroughs. Black Planet comes within that time. So Black Planet
I
is
had
when I
one of
start
those.
pushing comedic imagery, very hard body. And I could program my page, I could put music on it. So I was pushing the King Tut image because people never really seen, they were not used to the seeing things like that on Black Planet getting pushed with the science behind it and with shirts and we had apparel, we had fashion to go with the
Yeah,
motifs. So we would my so around the same time, the way that consciousness was built up, because everything takes place after consciousness. So if I'm talking about Black Planet, if I'm talking about the internet, all of
that's
that is, yeah, all of that
pre-consciousness.
no, that's secondary and third
Okay.
to what we were doing outside
Oh yeah,
and
yeah,
inside of lecture halls
yeah,
and on
yeah.
DVDs and on V8, but really the DVD era. So that started booming and whatnot. And if you showed up on DVDs in those eras, I can't really recall too many young people of my age that were in that quote unquote pantheon or that rotation on those big stages. That started opening up around 2007 and 8 when the younger
'07.
generation came in.
Yeah, I
But
graduated in
'03,
'07.
right, '03 is dominated by Dr. Phil Valentine, Bobby Hemmett, Dr. Delbert Blair, Hakeem Bey for the Moors. Hakeem Bey he had information in 2003 by way of a publication called Moorish Paradigm that talk about shit going on in 2023. I shit you not.
Okay,
Keep in
you're gonna
mind,
have to do
all of his
a
content in '02 is
yeah.
about 2020 and beyond.
I was catching you on Bobby Hemmett videos back then.
Come on now, I'm
Absolutely,
in the
yeah,
audience.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
in the audience. I'm I'm,
I
I'm
remember
taking the
seeing
notes.
y'all in there,
My
I'm
man.
like,
brain is
damn,
getting
that's
bust.
Red Voice. Then
That's
ain't
I
nothing
right.
seen
on
Black
there.
Dot too.
We
Like
all
that
was
was
in the
in there.
audience.
Everybody was in. Yeah.
Yes, because
Hey,
we're the students in this time. We're not on the stage. We're getting the lessons, but we're connected to everybody backstage. We're the bridge and whatnot. We are some of the people that are bringing them in, but we in the audience. We learning. We humble. We not making trying to make the camera on us. We not being loud. We not being belligerent. We not challenging
Y'all was taking notes.
as the masters was teaching. It was a different time. The respect level was at levels that would have never been seen in this community for people who y'all got gypped and ripped out of that experience because you'll never see that again.
So you know it's wild. You're saying I'll never see it again, but I got to get it with you.
No, I appreciate that. What I'm saying and what I'm echoing is the fact that there was a day and a time where it was all across the border.
Oh, and we can go
You didn't have to
somewhere.
worry about
Okay.
checking nobody, or you didn't have to worry
Yeah.
about trying to. I called him out there because that's not how he was giving up the information. It
Yeah.
wasn't with the same ego they started to come about when the younger generation who lead with ego, right? We hip hop, we have bravado, right? Higher, intelligent power. That's where hip hop is, healing our people. People say hip hop, but they don't use the
Ooh.
acronym. Higher intelligent power healing our people, right? That's what hip hop is for anybody that wants to know. And
Thank you.
that's
Thank you for
what,
breaking that down for me
yeah, well,
because
yeah, that's gonna be the title of what we bring to the table when we come together and do the
I'm
follow up
there.
to the
I'm
blueprint,
there. I got a
right?
bar.
Yes,
I got a
I
little
know you
four
do.
piece for you.
So that's for I'm not. That's for everybody. I'm not holding that. It's not. I don't have rights to that. That is what hip hop is. I'm not making it up. I'm not freestyling. I'm not trying to pig Latin it. No, that
Holding, what you
is the
say, Red?
acronym.
Holding our
Higher
high,
intelligent
higher
power,
intelligent power.
right? Higher intelligent. When the
Yes.
roof and the Maybach go out and you
As soon as my joint get
you
open,
connect
I can feel it.
you
That's why
connect
I
with the
stay outside
Sirius
so I
star
can.
system and you start
Yeah.
downloading, right? Higher intelligent power, healing our people.
People.
That's how
Yes.
healing our people. That's hip hop. That's what
Yes.
the acronym means. But nobody is saying that, right? And I don't know why,
Nah,
but
cause
I'm not gonna
that's
waste
the whole
nobody,
point of it, though.
right?
People, we should be
So
saying
that's why we are here to remember. We're here to remind. When you prompt me, I give you answers like this. I'm Red GPT. You know what I'm talking
Brad
about?
GPT. All right, that
Yeah,
one. That's
yeah,
the one.
that one. There you
That
go.
one's gonna stick. That
So
one.
so what city run hip hop right now?
it's really hard to say because
It ain't Atlanta
that
no more. We don't run
spirit
this shit
picked
no
up the
more.
bags, right? That
It's
spirit of hip
global
hop.
now. It's global now,
Nah,
fam.
it's not global
Nah,
now. You
it
can't
ain't. It ain't.
necessarily
It
It's
ain't.
pinpoint
not.
it.
It's
It's
not.
hovering above Memphis. No, it's
Memphis.
not.
Okay.
It's not. It's not. It's not
Talk to me.
global.
Talk black to me.
It left Atlanta, so it's hovering over Atlanta and Memphis,
So
right?
it went from
But
the Bronx to let's do that. It went from the Bronx
it went
because
from
it
the
is a
Bronx.
50-year anniversary, so we got to
Right. It
talk
went
about
from
it.
the Bronx, then it went to Brooklyn, right? That's the
Okay.
bridge is over. Well, KRS-One is from the Bronx too, and the bridge is over is for Queens, and then Brooklyn comes through and they dominate in terms of aesthetics and in terms of the spitters because Brooklyn it keeps on taking it, Manhattan keeps on making it, right? Brooklyn is where the
Yes.
stick up kids are, the boosters, the
He
niggas
snapped
who,
on that
right?
shit.
They make
Don't
it,
forget
they
about
take it.
Yonkers though. Don't
No,
forget
I
about
but
Yonkers.
that's not in the conversation yet. So they
Okay.
take it and they take it and they make it look like something. That's the power of Brooklyn. They take it and they make
Yeah.
it look like something. Brooklyn
Yes.
keeps on taking it. You know what I'm saying? You can't judge
Bobby
us.
Shmurda took that shit in 14.
I ain't talking about like that, but yeah, he took
Yeah,
it
Oh,
and
you
he made it
skipping
look like
shit.
no, yeah, he took no, but nah, that is Bobby Shmurda. And I take that back.
that
They
one
were
joint he cranked
they
out,
was goose,
and
yeah,
then
they was young God, they was young street 90s, right? The 90s is Gundalero town, right? That's the 90s. That's where the
Gondolier. Okay.
That's where the people from the Caribbean is at, but that's where the ones they gun always was going off, even when I was coming up. That's what the 90s is for, right? And then they
Yeah.
Crips,
Yes.
right? So he went and took an iteration of Chicago drill that his age demographic grew up on, and he took it and he did what Brooklyn niggas do. He put that sauce on it Yeah, so he birthed Brooklyn drill. So yes, Brooklyn niggas keep on taking it. That's another example,
That's what reminded
right?
me of it,
Yeah,
cause
cause
yeah, you
Chicago
said that.
definitely wasn't drill back in the day.
Right. But
Nah,
then I
it
watched
was
G
Twister.
Herbo. G Herbo said that I grew up watching Dipset, and Dirk said that he grew up watching Dipset. So Chicago drill still got their source from Cam and them, and a lot of shit that was going on through the
Killer
That's
Nipsey
crazy,
era.
cause,
Cam.
cause music was
Right.
still
Killer Cam.
regional then,
It
It
was.
was
Was
still
It was
still,
then.
regional.
Yeah,
and
Right,
and
yeah.
right, right.
Twister was still big then. So
Twister was
Twister
that
was
dude.
cranking.
I
Yeah,
Twister,
don't
Twister was that
understand.
man.
And
dude.
I'm from Atlanta, and we love that nigga. So I don't
Do it right,
understand
do or
Yeah,
how.
die. Right. And
yeah.
then you had a whole blurred movement coming out of Chicago that they don't really give it credit for. But Common came through,
Comment, yeah,
Rhyme Fest
Common,
came through,
Slum Village was Slum
right,
Village.
right. Slum Village came through, and then Ye came through, right?
then
So
yeah,
that
Yes,
yeah,
solidified a
yes.
whole movement and the sound. It's a strain in hip hop that broke off to be a major branch.
that
Ooh.
shit
You
took a
understand?
super lift.
It broke
So
off
it
and
went.
to be a
It,
major.
it went. It went
Ye
through
is a
Chicago
master
before it went
known.
to Atlanta, right? Or no?
Huh?
Did it go through the Midwest first and then Atlanta, or
Nah,
no?
it was in Atlanta when I was in there. I told you it
Yeah.
came in Atlanta and with
What?
John. I was out there. Remember, I worked with Pitbull.
With
Yeah.
John,
Yeah. That's
I'm
right.
there in
That's
the
right.
beginning of Pitbull's career. I'm in the hotel when he gets signed. Or
Damn it,
not?
man! Damn it,
Yeah.
man! Remember?
Big Chief
Yeah.
is my day one, who's his manager. I'm right there.
Okay.
So
Word.
I'm plugged into TBT. So I'm plugged into John Ying Yang, and I see everything. I'm behind the scenes when all of that shit is blowing. I knew that he was an intellect before all of y'all did, right?
Hey,
I'm privy.
I
I
seen
see.
him on the
I'm a part of
TV
right.
network joint
Look,
yeah,
I'm
them
I'm
flipping
a
days was
part of
houses and
long for
shit.
Pastor Troy. That
right.
one we part though.
And
Pastor Troy's crazy too. Yeah.
yeah.
That's
That
when
vice
they popped
versa is
off.
one of my joints to this day. To this
Right.
day.
Pastor Troy. To this day, I was in the A. Pastor Troy turned up the A with Ain't No More Playing in GA. That was in
Oh,
'98.
One of the
yeah.
hardest diss songs
One of the
ever
hardest
made.
diss songs
Yeah.
Top
ever.
five.
Look, this is
Yes.
before Ha video, right? Because people don't know. It was the Ha video that broke Cash Money on real niggas that's into the into not to say from Louisiana they knew about him, but Ha when they was in front of the yellow
Yeah. I
Lambo
remember
and the
that.
keys
The
with the
yellow
skirt
Mm-hmm.
on,
Ferrari, yeah.
that
Mm-hmm.
broke Cash Money into because it was shot different than what Master P was doing. Master P's camera and his videography fit into a certain type of Chitlin circuit look. I'm not saying it in a way, but he was
Go ahead, Red.
marginalized. He was
Master P.
marginalized by the lack
Chitlin
of
circuit though. I like that.
cinematography when they shot that video for Ha. Anybody could go back and see it.
Yeah, hell
It
yeah.
gave us a look. It gave Magnolia and it gave Cash Money an edge because it made them
Mm-hmm.
niggas look realer and it made them look more believable. And that
Yeah.
concept was crazy. And that
It
song
was,
was crazy.
but
And
can
then
we agree?
When Pastor Troy came at Cash Money, came at Master P, which at that time, Son was a big dog in this shit.
Yes.
Yeah. He
Them no
Yeah.
limit
blackball my
shoulders
nigga,
was
bro.
still running. They was
Yeah,
rolling
yep,
them
yep.
tanks,
You
nigga.
you called that one, fam.
Yes. So so then you got Goody Mob telling niggas if you don't like where I live, fly away. You got
Fly
Black
away.
Ice, right?
Facts.
You got the Young Bloods coming up and
Big fact.
whatnot, right?
Out the
You got
east side.
so they're merging the Rico Wade sound, right? The Rico Wade sound with Outkast and all of them is becoming to merge with a more funk street sound, right? And that funk street sound then merged with more of a street orientated trap sound. So that's early T.I. And they don't give him the credit that he deserves because when I was in Atlanta, T.I. was pressure. When I say pressure, I mean that with a
I'm
capital
serious.
P.
Still
They
hard
don't
to this day.
give the young boy Clifford Harris
Yeah.
his flowers
I'm
because
gonna
of
give
how
Ti's flowers right now, okay? But
See, I definitely put
before
the west side on the map.
I feel
right.
like Gucci, though. You
Yeah.
gotta
We
give
talking about
Gucci,
before
man.
Gucci. We
Nah,
don't
tip
Okay,
don't
before
all right.
put
Gucci.
it out of
Tip
Tip
before
before
Gucci.
Gucci.
context.
Okay.
No, I'm
All
talking
right.
about 2002. I'm talking about in
Oh,
2003. There were murmurs, and you were hearing it. There's other artists that I could point out that was making waves in the city, but Ti started to come out, and there was a little bit of pressure. He had the dude Philip behind him, rest in peace, a New
So, so
York
trap
cat, his
music.
manager.
We we
Huh?
talking about trap music. Trap music, right?
No, I'm
No,
serious,
no,
bro.
I'm
I'm
serious.
serious. Okay.
2001.
I'm
All right.
serious.
Help me out. Help
Right?
me
Yeah,
out.
I'm
2001.
serious.
You older than me.
Okay.
You supposed to
Right.
know that.
You got it, fam. You got it.
Around the same time, in New Orleans, Squad Up mixtapes is coming out. And Wayne is putting
Okay.
pressure
Yeah,
because he
Wayne was
started
that
adapting
nigga.
the Yeezy, the Jigger flow.
Who wrote
Let's
those
talk about it.
bars, Red? Who wrote those bars, Red?
Don't
Gilly said he had
disrespect.
something to do with that.
Nah, I don't believe that. We used to fight New Yorkers in high school about that, bro.
Gilly said he had
Gilly's not
something to
even
do with that.
from New York, though.
No, but they
Gilly
used
was
to
on
take
tour
up
with
for him
them.
because
They was fucking with Gilly back
it's
then.
up
Gilly was
north.
fucking with them.
Okay, Red, you came down here with like the first group of New York. Cause you said 90, but I was born in
97.
90. Yeah, 97. See, I was born in 90, so around 06, 07, that's
Yeah,
when half of New York moved here. And that's right
that's what I'm
after
saying.
Katrina. So
We
it was
opened up the floodgates.
New
When they
Orleans
see
versus New York.
Right. When they seen us prospering, we didn't have Instagram back in my days, but everybody knew what we was wearing. How did that happen?
Oh
Think
yeah, I
about
remember
that.
you had said that.
Think
Yeah,
about that. We
Yeah.
didn't have Instagram, and I
That
wasn't
means
yeah,
mailing no
somebody had
pictures
to
to
see
no.
you and
I
call
wasn't
someone.
no. I wasn't mailing pictures back to New
Or
York
page.
City,
No, somebody
but
had
they
to see you
knew
and
that
call
we had on
somebody.
Iceberg. They knew that we was killing them with the
yeah.
Gucci. They knew that
Definitely
we
the
was in the
fashion
club
tip.
popping bottles with Jay Z would come to town, and we was in the spot with these niggas. Because we
Nice.
Brooklyn, and Brooklyn
Yes,
sticks
sir.
together,
Yes, sir.
especially Best Style.
They
So
definitely do
now
that.
there's people out here, my dude Rugs and them, they making noise and whatnot. And a lot of people made noise, but we were the pioneers of bringing the party to Atlanta, and then we tore the malls up because we was
I'll drink
boosters.
to that.
So we sent the
Oh,
word
hold
back
on,
that
Red. Now,
this shit
what you
was
mean
sweet,
bringing
and we
parties?
turned up Linux. We turned Linux out. We turned Perimeter out. We turned Phipps out. You know what I'm talking about? We destroyed the malls out here, bro.
And y'all destroyed the club scene too.
Nah, we ain't do that.
Nah, ain't no money. Nah,
We
I
we
see.
turned
He
Like
up the
I
said,
said,
club.
nah, nah.
We
I'm a
brought the
little,
club.
I'm a
We
little
brought the
older than Atlanta. It's no
huh?
more clubs. Everything lounges and
I
sections.
know.
You know what
I
I'm saying?
mean,
That came with y'all.
now that got burnt out post BMF, man. That ain't, you can't put that on New York.
I don't know, man, because that shit was like that till at least about 2011. But after that, it's no more clubs.
That's when I got out the Navy in
Yeah, but
2011.
2011, that era. All right. So now I come back
And
to
I was
Atlanta.
Gucci mixtaped out. I
Look,
was Gucci
right now I
mixtaped
come back
out.
to Atlanta in 2011. I'm Know the Ledge is launched, right?
Okay.
I'm lit.
That was the
I'm
radio
on
at that
Blog
time.
Talk Radio, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
2011, I'm on Blog Talk Radio.
Yeah.
But remember, we launched our channel in '08. We was already YouTube famous, right? In the niche of consciousness because we already had a channel popping. A Rashid, KT
Yeah,
the Arch,
y'all was
all of
lit.
us we was all going viral on this channel. And then we was rocking with Sinetti's channel. And then we was rocking with who else had a channel back then? I think Brother Rich had a channel, Black Magic, right? So, but everything went underground. The first podcast is Blog Talk Radio, right? So
Yeah.
2011, I come to Atlanta, right? So I come to Atlanta, I start rocking out on the west side, on the west end. That's
West
when
End.
Silly first opens up. Yeah, in the west end.
Okay.
And I plug in with the west end community. And then I start rocking with my peoples from the town, G Young specifically, because he lived in the Skyloft right there in the West End. You know what I mean?
For sure.
So I basically lived there because I was there all the time. And he basically was putting me on to how Atlanta changed. And I seen it through my very own eyes. And it was like, yeah, it was the aftermath of post BMF.
Post
The
VMF.
robbers, yeah, the grimies started popping up. This was the beginning of Future's wave, right? This was the beginning of this early Future, right? And I'm seeing him come up. This Alex and them, of course, still running shit.
Still
Alex and them
running
was
shit.
popping. Yeah, but
Facts.
Alex and them, the whole trajectory of Alex begins when I get out there. He's at Autos. He's the one doing Autos and he's doing Vision and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So to see his brother get killed, that was
Yeah,
tragic. You know what I
that
mean? I
shit
took
was.
that.
That
Yeah,
shit
that
hurt
shit
now.
hurt. That shit hurt.
That shit,
So
everybody talking about that.
Yeah, so 2012 was wild interesting, bro. I promise you. I was in a mentor for real, for real. I shit you, Nottington. And then I met a
Yeah.
queen by the name of Amina, and she pulled me out of the what was known as the shallow grave. You know what I mean? She hit me with the lion's paw, and I say that she resurrected me like all set.
Mm.
Resurrected. Yeah, I was in 14 pieces. It's a long story, but I'll get to it one day. But I was in the underworld out there, but I was still, I was still doing what I had to do, running my shows, doing everything, doing lectures and everything. But it was a dark time. I was going through what they call the the dark night of the shadow. But
I was gonna say the
out
abyss.
of my dark night of the shadow, the seeds that I planted and the fertilizer that I planted gave birth to the community that I stumbled upon in 2020 when I came back out here and the shit was lit.
She was lit.
Shit was lit.
Hey,
It
But
was
that's
hey.
lit
one
back
thing.
then. No, it was lit back then. Malcolm X Fest.
Yeah.
Um, Umar had came to town. He had a powerful lecture. It was Umar.
I went
Polite
to
Is
had
he
that
came
dating
to
lecture.
Suki
town.
Hana now?
Huh? Nah, he
Is he
ain't getting
dating
with that.
Suki Hana now?
Nah. But one thing that water rises to its highest level. So we could
Facts.
demonstrate in real time how the gods can civilize what squares, lames, and betas can't.
Yeah.
Because
Facts.
if anybody
Absolutely.
can do it, it's the gods. You know what I'm saying? You put
Yes, sir.
anybody who considers themselves a ratchet in our presence and whatnot, and our water is not going to lower. Theirs is going to rise higher.
So let me ask you this, Ray. Okay, in the A, where you get the best energy from, the east side or the west side?
Definitely around Clark.
If I
Definitely
had to guess, I would say the
around
east.
West End. Yeah,
Oh,
definitely
west. Okay.
the
I don't
black
know.
part. Yeah, I'm
I've
rooted.
never been
I'm
there.
rooted in that. Just keep in mind the story of '97 is heavily rooted in CAU. I'm right there in the West
Yeah,
End,
okay,
planting my seeds
That
at
Clark
Clark,
shit
Atlanta.
definitely was
Right.
big.
I'm running with the New York shit. You feel me?
Okay, see, cause every time, see, I'm from the east side, and I remember all this. So, the west side had Atlanta up until like 2001, but after that,
Everything changes
the
after
east,
everybody becomes
yeah.
BMF, right? You gotta always put that in its proper
But
context.
this was
After that,
slick before
So is
BMF
it?
I know, no, I
around the
know that.
same time.
I'm just
You
saying that
know what
shit
I mean?
got merged. Yeah, but we could talk about
So
pre
what's
because
what?
that's an interest in Atlanta pre BMF.
Yeah,
Pre
that
BMF.
definitely
Okay.
is.
Let's go there.
That's Red Dog era, all that,
That's Red Dog
and
Arrow. That's the
and
Bluff.
and,
That's
and
Red
guess
Dog
where she
Arrow.
at
That's
now?
Mechanicsville. Right.
Yeah,
But look, I live near Thomasville. What's fucking with that?
yeah,
I
facts.
was wearing,
And
I
that
was wearing, I
they
was
just
wearing
tore that
platinum
down like 2
chains.
years
Look,
ago.
I was wearing a
Oh, they tore
platinum
it down.
Hey, that's the
man.
last project to go. They should have been
That's
tore that shit down,
nah.
man.
That
That
shit
shit was
was
That's
looking.
crazy. They tore
nah,
all the projects down up here
nah,
too.
That shit was
nah.
looking
That was the
terrible.
Little
They,
Shop of Horrors for real. That was the Little
That
Shop of
shit was
Horrors.
that shit was a really
That was
sore
Trent
thumb
City
in
for
the
real.
city, bro.
Yeah, that was
They
that shit
should
was
have been
very
that's
deep in
demolished
the
wild.
that
dark.
shit.
Look,
Wow.
a majority of the victims from the Atlanta child murders come out
And
of
I'm
there.
Brian
Now we
Nichols
gotta
era.
have that conversation when you want to talk about Atlanta, and
Yeah,
also a conversation that we had on top of Crystal Mountain when we was up there on 9/11 is about that curse of the Atlanta child murders. It's the Atlanta child murders that casted the spell of death. It's the Atlanta child murders
So
that
that was a
casted the
ritual.
spell
That
of
was a
it was the
ritual
swoop.
then.
Son,
That was the grand ritual.
the
Okay.
grandest ritual,
Yes,
the
sir.
grandest ritual on melanated boys since, and then after that was Trayvon Martin, right?
there's
He
some
is
shit on the other
he's
side
Ooh,
of that
still
heavy,
mountain, boy.
heavy.
he's in the same quote unquote node, or he will be in the same stream. It's Emmett Till, it's the Atlanta childhood. All of that is ritualistic because you know whose hands was in it. The ritualistic occult group with the three KKKs.
Yeah,
And, the,
we always
and
had a myth that.
Spirit told me Stone Mountain is where the sacrifices was taking place.
Yeah,
That's
we
what Spirit
always
Didn't
told
had
me.
a
didn't you
myth in
didn't you
Stone. We
huh?
always had a myth in Stone Mountain that it's something on the other side of that mountain. It's the side of the mountain
I,
that they
I
won't let nobody go to.
we was on that other side of the mountain, and if you tap in with us, because we already spoke about it in
Yeah,
2010
I know.
on you.
Yeah,
Come on, but I'm saying I'll talk to you when I see you. But enlighten. my audience about the Atlanta childhood murders and talk about the impact that had?
That's a little. I probably was like 9 or 10 when that shit was going on.
That's the age
You
that
So
said you
people
got
were
90,
snatching
right?
them.
yeah,
1990?
I was born '90, so that shit happened like
Okay.
early
Oh,
'90s,
no,
late
no, no.
'90s,
That
right?
happened before that happened before you was born, King.
Well, that was yeah. See, that was when I
Yeah.
Nah,
was
nah.
born
That's
then.
before
So
your time.
yeah, that's before
80s,
Yeah.
my
bro.
time then.
That's the 80s.
Yeah.
That's the 80s. Yo,
Yeah, that's the '80s.
there's
I'm
a there's
89, but I don't remember that.
well, that's what I'm saying. You
I
got to
don't
tap
watch the
into that.
documentaries. They that shit
The
had Atlanta on
documentary is
fire.
giving you a retracted version of it. It's not
Yeah,
going into the
yeah.
occult. It's not going into the occult. It's not going into the rituals. It's not giving you the heinousness of everything. One of the master teachers, the Mollet, he went all the way in. If it's not Phil Valentine, it would be Bobby. I
Bobby,
will.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Right.
seen that lecture.
Come on now. So
Bobby,
Yeah,
the
oh my
spell
God.
that they casted it on black boys and black girls, but black boys specifically in this enclave, this enchanted forest, this red clay, the place where they had to fight to tooth and nail to defeat the strain and the pedigree of the quote unquote Indian and the African and the quote unquote Aboriginal from this land, right?
Mm,
This was one of the hardest quote unquote pushback. They received the most pushback,
yeah,
and going into Florida all the way down to the coast, and they still have a hard time with us. That's why we're the most drafted into the army from these regions, and that's why we're the most drafted into the NFL, and then by proxy the NBA
ooh,
and whatnot
yeah,
because of the strain,
yeah.
because of the pedigree, because they know who we are. We are the
yeah.
Mississippians, the mound
Yeah,
builders.
man.
You feel me? Yeah, all of the
They said
tribes are
Georgia
over
was
here.
made to stop niggas from running to them maroon colonies in
Right,
Florida.
right. So if nobody saw the documentary American Maroon, I highly
Yeah,
suggest that you go and see that. We
yeah,
were
that's
going
deep.
in
I
and
was waiting
dropping
for it.
receipts
I was
after
waiting for
receipts.
it on Netflix, but it ain't on there yet.
Yeah, it's coming
Nah, you
soon.
got
It'll
FBA
come.
stream.
Yeah,
FBA.
got it. FBAstream.com
FBA
got it right
stream.
now. Go and watch that. That's a
What
must.
is that? Federational Black? Or what is that?
Foundational Black Association.
Foundational. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
Foundational Black
yeah.
American.
America,
Oh, that's
there
Tariq.
you go. Foundational Black
That's Tariq
American.
Nasheed joint.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he was the
Okay.
director. And there's
What?
nuggets in there because they're
Weren't
lying
you
FBA.
in
to
that?
you.
Weren't you in
Yes,
Blue in that
yes,
joint?
me and Blue was in it.
Okay.
That's why I'm sharing.
Okay.
I'm
Bet. Bet.
sharing.
Bet. Okay.
And
Yeah.
because of what they're doing in Florida, because of what they're doing in Texas, and because of what they're doing to our children by proxy, you have to sit them down in front of these documentaries and really just show it to them, pause it, have them
Yeah,
create the art on Mid Journey and other things like that, further it, make their own comics, make toys. You know, you got to take the information because the data is
They
gold.
gotta get that download.
Yeah. But look, the data is gold. And if it
Mm.
keeps going over people's head when they hear that, I mean,
No,
they
it'll
help you out
crystallize.
for
It'll
you to see
crystallize
it.
in them. Yeah.
No,
No,
the
I see you.
data is gold if you understand what data is. If you
Mm.
understand in this day and age of the large language models and whatnot, and how they're feeding data to create these LLMs and these build and
Bro,
these
where
this
I'm at, where I live at, bro.
yeah,
I moved out here in 2014, right? It
yeah,
wasn't no data centers. Now
none.
all the trees are gone,
Right,
and everything is a data. Everywhere you
right,
drive is a
everything
data
right,
center.
because that's
I'm
the
like,
new
yeah,
oil. That's the new
yeah. So
oil.
I'm right there with you with what
The
you
whole
saying.
Jabberwocky thing was about
Yeah,
collecting data. It's about everything is about data. Data is the new gold. So if you know that the words that come out your mouth and the things that you've been saying on the internet and the digital footprints that you've been leaving behind, if you understand the wealth of it, then ye are rich. If you understand that that's already that gold has already been spawned and whatnot, then ye are rich. If you know how
yes
to
sir.
retrieve it and to make it into something, then ye are rich because there are $1 trillion companies that know what to do with it and they're doing stuff with it, but you think that
Yes
they're
sir.
going to tell you what they're doing with it, and that is fucking
Nah,
asinine. Why would they
nah, yeah,
expose
nah, yeah,
something that's
yeah.
working for them? They don't
Huh.
have to tell you anything about. You're willingly signing it off,
Mm.
but the data is gold. So all of the predictions that we've made over the years, all of the conversations that we had that are text
I've
based.
watched it in live real time, right? Everything
Right.
y'all said
Everything,
actually happened. Every single thing.
because it's data stamped. So if it's time stamped and the AI can prove that you are actually predicting the future, you got you trillions of dollars right there. When I said ye are God, I meant ye are rich. And when Ye came and told you that the information in the data, that's more valuable than the cash and the gold, and y'all berated him when he lost the cash, and you don't
I didn't
realize.
do that to him.
No, I know. I'm just saying the
Okay.
profane, the masses who are the asses,
The
they're not
masses, yeah.
listening. He
The
didn't.
knuckle
He was a,
draggers.
yes. This was a billionaire with his chain tucked. You see, I got my chain out because the billion is there, but still, I went
Yeah.
up.
Leah drain
So
out, right?
he shared with people, stop falling for the illusion, stop chasing something. You're gonna be in bed with these people, and these people are not playing fair. They're not playing good by the rules. They're gonna Michael Rubin you. They're gonna put you they're gonna get around
And the
you, and then they're
sandwich,
gonna take
yeah.
your
They
energy.
threw my
They're gonna
man in the sandwich.
put
Did
you in
y'all
the
see
middle
that?
of they're gonna sandwich you. But that is an energy grab. That sandwich right there is an
That's what
occultic
they
energy
do.
grab. He's never gonna be the same. He'll
Never.
never, there's something that was lost in that grab. It's a
Wow.
piece of his sauce or his juice or his drip,
Wow.
and he'll never get back. Sonny's
Ever.
from
Never
Atlanta.
ever.
Talk black to me and tell me about
Yes,
that right
sir.
there.
Hey, I seen the
No,
picture.
no. Let the guy from Atlanta talk.
Oh yeah,
Talk
yeah.
black to us.
Yeah, I
You
got
from the A.
explain that.
He's Shotty from the ATL, KTL and ATL. Talk to us.
Explain that for us, fam.
Hold up. But okay, first off, like I said, I'm from the east side, so they ain't got nothing to do with me.
You don't
That's
gotta
East
say all of
Atlanta.
that. You don't gotta say all of that, King. We ain't gonna pause it. We know
Hold
what it is.
on,
Now keep it
hold up.
going. There's no
Can you
pause
hear
on this.
me? Can you
Yeah,
hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
loud and
Yes,
Can
sir.
you
clear.
hear me?
Loud and
Yes, sir.
clear.
Okay, like I said, I'm from the east side. They ain't got nothing to do with me. Yo,
Yes,
niggas
sir.
that come from over here, we got Gucci, Saha, Jid, Future, shit like that, Crime Mob, that
Yeah.
baby shit. That's
Player,
them West End
player.
niggas. They
Right.
influenced by the
Rallo?
South Side. They ain't got nothing to do with that. You
But
feel
talk
me?
to us about that.
That
How did
what
perception wise, what
Amaretta
did that
told
do to
us, we
his
ain't from
perception?
Atlanta. She
There we
told us we
go.
ain't from Atlanta, but ain't no Atlanta without the east side, and I'ma stand on that, cause we done stuck our foot in this shit. Like a lot of rappers came from the east side, a lot of dancers
Yeah,
came from the
nobody
east
can tell
side.
y'all ain't from
Well,
that shit.
nah, we ain't nah, but that the west side
I
niggas got
never
to deal with
seen
that shit.
no East Side
Like I might be one of the
do
only
nothing like
niggas
that.
that scream Free Thug and Lucci, cause I'm from the east side. They ain't got nothing
That's
to
how
do
it.
with me.
Yeah,
Cause
that's how it
Thug
go.
had
You
the
feel
dress
me?
on though, fam.
But I'm saying, them niggas got
He
to
had the
deal with
whole
this shit.
wedding
I'm
dress
on the
on
east
that shit.
side.
You just
East
say
side, we
Thug
ain't
just
never
now.
been on that.
Thug
We
is
ain't
Thug is
never.
on, from
Thug
the
had a
east. Thug
dress
is from
on,
the
King.
east or the west?
No, Thug is from Cleveland. Them
Oh,
niggas from
He from
Cleveland.
Southwest.
South
They
side,
from
South,
Cleveland.
Southwest.
southwest.
Southwest, SWAT.
Okay, so it's
Like,
still
Nigga
west,
pulled the
right? It's still
compass
west.
out. This nigga pulled the compass out, start separating niggas.
nah, we been
Put these
doing
niggas in
that.
the pie.
Okay, all right.
He
So
did this pie.
okay.
No bullshit.
He did
See,
pie mathematics on these
I
niggas.
remember when it was
Yes,
just
sir.
east side versus west side. It wasn't no north side. It was the south side, but north side they come out to Migos, and that really ain't
Yeah,
the north
yeah.
side of
Migos did
Atlanta.
the,
You
the
feel me?
north.
It
They
really was
cut it
just
off.
Be
east
two
side versus west
sides.
side. It
Must be
must
two
be.
sides.
Must be two.
It
Must
Shawty
be.
must
low,
be.
yeah.
Hey, I'm from the east side. They ain't got nothing to do with this.
So I'm just saying, you ain't answered the question, okay? We been
Well,
out
how I
here.
feel about it? Oh yeah, they
Not
Yeah.
about how you feel. And fuck how you feel. We ain't doing how you feel. I'm giving people insight to the culture because I'm on the ground.
yeah.
I want you to give us the facts. Fuck how we feel because we men. It ain't about how we feel. Women do that. I want to know
Yeah,
the
it's not a
Yeah.
facts.
feeling, it's a
I want to
thought.
know
Like,
what's the facts of
yeah.
a young stepper who built his
How do you
reputation.
explain that?
Hold on. Who built his reputation, right? Because the Atlanta wave is about something, a specific type of thing. If you understand what I mean,
Yes,
Y'all,
sir.
y'all, y'all know
right?
what happened. Y'all know what it is.
The fact that he made Offset and them niggas sit down and punk the Migos like that, because you was more outside than him. You more street than that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the fact that
That
you
was
on
the
the internet
portrayal.
getting sandwiched by two niggas and you looking wild zesty, and it didn't happen one
Hey,
time. It didn't
I
happen
was
one
like,
time.
yo,
It had we see a sequence of it.
hey,
exactly.
man, yeah, that shit was terrible. Look for the Atlanta been having a real bad run the last goddamn
Yeah,
year or two.
Since we
I
hit
ain't gonna
yeah,
lie,
Starbucks.
yeah.
we been looking real crazy. I ain't gonna lie to you.
What the hell is that about, King?
That boy trying to stay rich, I guess.
Nah, I'm just
Yeah.
saying. Well, what's about the what the hell is that about the consecutive wave of just of some crazy shit going down in the
Yeah,
city?
man. Yeah,
At one after I'm talking about it's almost like how the Georgia Guidestones fell. And no disrespect
yeah,
to anybody who
Dude,
is
I
attached
saw
to this
that
shit and
shit.
take it personal. But they
Nah.
started falling like those pillars, right? Like after Thug fell, it was almost like the Georgia Guidestones collapsed. We began to see pillars of the culture. Because remember, taking
Oh
over for the Migos is the
yeah.
culture. So
yeah,
by them breaking up at first, that was that was the chink in the culture's armor, right? Because it's not about who's lit right now. It's about the master node who brought the program to the quote unquote
Talk
hardware
black.
or to the simulation.
Yeah,
Who is the quote unquote architect? Who is the engineer who coded the program? And that's what I call a master node. That's what somebody who brings their own wave and the culture. That is a
okay, so
great
the Migos was the master
okay,
node
so I,
right.
I got
Migos
this
come from
theory.
that from Liar
because
Cohen.
they
Keep that
did.
in
Rich
mind.
nigga timeline went
Remember,
I
crazy.
got. Let me
Migos
ask you
is
this, Red.
look. Liar Cohen is behind Migos and Young Thug. Let's also keep that
And
in mind
QC,
by
right?
way of
QC, right?
300. Yeah.
Let me ask you.
QC.
So I got a theory. If if Gucci, if all that nigga artists never got locked up how they did and died, Gucci probably would have ran
Gucci was
Atlanta
about a
totally
yeah,
different.
yeah,
And
absolutely.
the team he had built and the young artists he had, Gucci was finna turn into some cash money shit. And
So
really,
Yeah,
going back to what
fact,
I'm saying about the curse
fact.
on Atlanta, going back to what I'm saying about something happening abnormal out here
yeah,
in the
it's
realm
something
of the
going
spirit
on.
realm. What I'm saying about the fact that there's a dome over the city. What I'm saying about the fact that there's a curse on the city. What I'm saying about the fact that if a man starts a label and every single one of his artists are locked up or dead, and this was in the
Mm.
span of how long?
Shit, yeah.
Maybe
Now
Give
two
me the
years,
window.
maybe
2
2 years, or
years.
maybe
Give it a
one
good
year.
2
no,
years.
that shit
Nah,
started
Pooh
with Slim
Shiesty is
Dunkin.
what year?
That shit started with Slim Dunkin, one of his really
Slim Dunk. Oh, okay,
original
we going
artists.
way
You
back,
going way
way
back to that,
back, way
right?
back.
Then
Okay.
Slim
Start from the
Duncan killing
beginning.
slowed down the reign of I was out there.
Brick
That's
Squad.
the 2012,
That was the Brick
2011
Squad.
wave that you're talking
Yeah,
about. That's right, but that's when Gucci was out the picture for a minute and Waka had the city on fire. He's the
yeah,
beginning of the young niggas who don't necessarily have to be lyricists and rhymers and whatnot. The energy rap, which turned into the turn up rap, which turned into the swag rap, which turned into a
yeah,
conglomeration of what you've seen a lot of niggas with Young Thug and them was giving you, where
I,
they're not reading from their phone, they're not writing it down. They went, that's the Little John energy. They're giving you their energy. They're giving you they in a moment and they in a pocket. And they on lean. They wasn't that much on the lean. So they go into darker places because of Future with the codeine and certain things
before
and the
Future
success.
though. Hold on. With Future too, but like Waka with the dude Flock of Rent and all that, that
no,
was
Waka
niggas
had
crazy.
been
the double
drinking
cup.
lean since 3-6 Mafia. I ain't
Three
blaming
and
the
three and
new
six
niggas
mafia,
on that.
right?
That
What I'm
come
talking
from
about is the right, but what
The
I'm talking
energy
about
though,
is when
because
they
Chief
seen
Keef came through too.
well, that's Wayne though, real hard on the South, more so I would say. Chief Keef got Chicago young niggas and New York niggas started walking it. And remember, we talking about Mozzie. You can't leave Mozzie out the situation
Oh,
because Mozzie
Mozzie,
was
yeah,
terrorizing Atlanta.
yeah, yeah.
Shorty Low was terrorizing Ti when he became lit.
I went the Shorty route.
fact.
I didn't choose the Ti route. I went with Shorty, man.
Trouble was lit in the city when I was out there. That was what? When did Trouble start popping? In 09 or something? Or is that too early?
Shit, trouble about see trouble yeah, but Alley Boy was before him, but when he came
Right,
out, then he just stuck around
right,
and goddamn just started taking off probably about this now 2012. Then when I say
right.
2011,
That's after
2012.
BMF. That's after
Yeah,
that
post
era.
BMF. Yeah,
Right. So now it's like, yo, we robbing niggas. You got to check in. We putting pressure on you. You know what I mean? We angry and whatnot. And that wasn't a good era because niggas didn't like Alley Boy like that for that type of pressure that he was trying to put out there. And then when he got thumped out and whatnot, he lost all his credibility and then trouble pop. And his shit stayed solid until he left. I remember when I was in Atlanta in 2011, there was a white and black mixtape out with a young man by the name of Young Thug, and he was fucking with Gucci. How about that?
yeah, I remember that.
And I remember reading an article in Creative Loafing about him. So that 2011, 2012, that's early Thug. And then Gucci's in jail and whatnot. And then he gets his name up. And by 15 and 16, he rises up. But he was on the mixtape scene, putting out shit in a black and white mixtape. I was there for that. We used to ride around to Shorty Low in 2007. Me and KT would
Yes,
sell DVDs in the store. Niggas was dead. We
feels
was
good to
rubbing
be
nickels
here.
together. Right.
Damn,
So
feels
Shorty
good to be here.
Low, right? This is how far consciousness has gotten. This was
Oh
because
yeah,
back in 2007, to have $1,000, my nigga, you was lit. Like you was literally, you was it.
facts.
But the
That's
irony in that is before we was in the street, before we came into consciousness, we would walk around with $1,000 as bail money. It was mandatory that if you was getting into anything
oh
outside, you have bail money on you. When I was in Atlanta from '97 up into 2000, they flew me back to Rikers like Con Air, shackled down. But I was running from
no.
probation. I was running from from parole. It was what
Okay,
it was. It was what it was. It was a
yeah,
part
it
of the
was what it
movie,
was. Yeah,
right?
yes sir.
Part of the movie. You know what I mean? But the white people was looking at me like I was a Mustafa. They was looking at me like I was the worst human being ever birthed on the planet. And I took
That's
all that
pre
energy and I
9/11.
absorbed it. Yeah, that was pre 9/11. Imagine if it was post, they would have probably
Ooh
lynched me.
wee. I don't want to say that. Don't say that.
So 2007, I come down here. My son Amir is just born. I just come out here for like a week and whatnot. I'm riding around. KT used to be the DVD man, right? He's the
Mm.
master decoder, but he was the movie man. That's why I thought that he was the nigga behind Tubi. You know what I mean? I still think it's KT
He might have
on
never
low.
told you, but it's him. It has to
So
be him.
right. So around that time, DVDs were a commodity. DVDs was like how niggas sell weed packs.
Fact.
DVDs would get you money and whatnot. DVD helped feed families. So we would
Bootleg.
ride around the
Yeah.
barbershops and KT would have his book with movies and whatnot. He might have some girls in there too, cartoons, all of that. And in the
That
back
part.
we got a few DVDs, exposed DVDs and other people. And people in the barbershop knew about us because the market was already there, the network was already built. I call it the invisible empire. It's like Fight Club.
Yes.
You be in the airport, somebody hit you with the nod, people know you, but it's like it was a secret society type
Yeah,
shit.
you don't gotta say nothing.
So
Just
people
yeah.
listen to my motivational ride to get money to turn $1 and to come home with $100 was Shorty Low, bro. He was pure motivational music. I don't sell drugs, never wanted to sell drugs, not interested in selling
Me either.
drugs,
Yeah, you're
don't
right.
support
Me either.
selling drugs. I'm not built for drug dealing. That's not
Me
my
either.
thing. I rather do legal things. But
Facts.
them DVDs was the drugs, yo. Them
Yeah.
DVDs was the weight. That was the work that I was dumping. And he was the motivational speaker. He helped put me in a whole different mind state. So that's the power of my Atlanta experience is that these artists help navigate. Jeezy helped navigate me to make me want to be an entrepreneur. I listened to him in
A
2004
USDA.
and 5, and I saw dudes, 20 Lamborghinis popping up,
Uh,
20 ghosts and everything. I wrote A. Rashid. He got the letter, and we're gonna put it in our museum exhibition right? Because we doing one in 9-10. If Jay-Z could do it, we gonna do it on 9-10 in
Absolutely.
Atlanta.
Y'all niggas need to
So
do
I'm
that
gonna
shit, man.
show the letter that I wrote him where I was like, yo, I want us to be the conscious BMF. We not selling coke, we selling hope. I said there's no reason why we not hopping out of Phantom, and there's a reason why we not hopping out of Lambos, because what we got and what we built and
Yeah.
and the worth that what we, and he was doing 10 years at that time. He was locked down, shackled down. He didn't know
Bing.
where
Okay.
he was going next. Right? He didn't know what his next move was at that time when we was on a visit floor. But he wrote 3 books, and he's one of the first people who came home and did a lecture opening up for Bobby Hemmett and Phil Valentine. Legend. We'll talk about
Legend.
AA on a whole nother
Let's
time.
let's tell the people about how he on with Griselda and them.
Right. So
With my man from
AA is one of the creative geniuses behind a lot of the stuff that Westside Gun is doing with the Griselda aesthetics and the Griselda, the whole Griselda movement. And if you listen to any of Westside Gun specifically, not Benny and not Conway, but Westside specifically,
right.
on his classic albums, he has AA Rashid opening up every one of them, right? To pay homage to meeting the brother and linking up with a brother who we call a Svengali. He's like Yoda. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He's a Svengali. He's what ASAP Yams was to the ASAP crew. He's what Captain Steve's was to Pro Era, right? He's the brains and the mind, and also the
Nucleus.
creative director, right? He's the creative director. He's a genius. We were in gifted school together, me and AA Rashid, called Satellite West, right across the streets from Farragut Projects, bro, in 1991.
Wow.
Me and the
Yeah.
brother, we was in gifted high school for artists. That's how far back we go. He went to LaGuardia. He's a gifted student, bro. In the streets, we didn't get swallowed up by the streets. We swallowed the streets up. You know what I'm talking about?
Kind of
It
like
ain't
how
grab
Plymouth
us.
Rock landed on us.
Yeah, we didn't get our arms twisted. We voluntarily threw ourselves and flirted with death and lived on the edge and whatnot, and we rebelled, and we was willing to pay our dues for whatever came with that. And now we're here, and we're paying our dues, and we're carrying a lot of shit on our shoulders and whatnot, and we identify ourselves as the master nodes because we know what came out of our movements. We know what
Yes.
came
Okay.
out of our walk. We know what comes out of our demonstration, but it doesn't, it doesn't, me sharing it, it puts it into perspective, but it doesn't change it. It already happened.
No, it already happened, and I mean, it is what it is, right?
Yeah.
So
We here now. You know what I'm talking
everything
about?
is what it is,
And
but
the
it's nice
whole
to hear
world is
about
lit.
how it was to let me know why it's how it is.
Oh,
I
no, that's
question the why.
important. Y'all
Yeah,
need to ask everybody questions. That's very important. If you got into this community, do your due diligence and dig, find, prompt. You got to do your research and find out who's who, who's what happened, what
Facts.
didn't happen, who used to be together, who broke up, who don't rock with each other no more. Like, all of that stuff is
Fact.
important because it's gonna add context to the myriad and the plethora of actors that you see in this space. Some are NPCs and some are not. You gotta have discernment though.
yes,
It's
I
almost
have the
like on
grand
Instagram,
discernment, right?
niggas is like, I'm following you, Red Pill. I'm like, you're following my clone. You're
Right.
following the scam page. It's the same thing with the teachers that you're following. You're following a clone. You're following a scam page. You're following a copy of a master
Carbon
teacher.
copy.
You're not getting
Yeah.
to it. You're following to you're dealing with a glitch, and
Yeah,
you wonder
listen,
why you're glitching out. You wonder why you don't got your
doppelganger.
shit is not doing what it's supposed to do because you're not using discernment the same way that you didn't use discernment when you let that person follow you and you accepted their inbox where they say, I'm gonna give you a reading. I don't talk to you like that. I say sign up to the Patreon right here. You'll be good. Don't worry about no inbox shit. Inbox me on Patreon. It's safe back there. It ain't safe on Instagram. It ain't safe nowhere else because they got dark GPT now. For all of my dark niggas. That the scam shit is about to reach a higher level. Y'all better be very, very discerning about what you do in this matrix in this day. Because they told you in the matrix, if you die in this bitch, you're gonna die in the real world.
Hey,
Motherfuckers is running around, your necks are not protected, neither are your eyes nor your ears. You are silver surfing through servers and whatnot, and you're going into rooms that you don't belong in, and you're seeing shit that you can't unsee. And people are willy-dilly and they have too much time on their hands and they're just out there lollygagging. Yeah, I'm using that old lingo, right? So
lollygag.
we got to become more focused, because if we focus our energy and our powers on something that is one focus, if we focus the same way we do guided meditations, the same way anybody that you see out here that's winning, they're laser focused and they have a team that is focused on what the hell needs to be done. And their fans and the people that are following them, they're blowing up whatever it is that they're offering them. Travis Scott would have been a pool butt if one person streamed Utopia. But no, that nigga broke records. Why? Because his fan base and the people who he is feeding are willing to eat whatever he's feeding them. So that should not be a problem. I'm not a pocket watcher. I'm not a hater. I ain't built like that. I'm giving y'all the DNA of not only Red Pill but Blue Pill, because he has his own story. KT, who I didn't mention as I'm going down the timeline, in the year 2000, he's writing for Lisa Left Eye Lopez. We're living at my mother's house. My mother is living in California. I'm running the house like a bando. I got the nigga who shot Old Dirty Bastard up in there because he came from Brooklyn and he's out there boosting, and he's
Oh, we
one
ain't
of the
even talk about
grimiest
him.
niggas. He's one of the grimiest niggas in Brooklyn, but he's staying in my mama's house. And then I got other people who I don't trust in my mother's house. That's how far I was going, right? And KT is in high school, and I'm his big brother, and I'm in control of things, and he's writing songs for Lisa Left Eye Lopez. I'm talking about ASCAP
Nice.
school. I'm talking about the fact that this nigga pulled up in a hoopty because he got a check from her. Stun it on me. You still boosting? Damn. You know what I mean? He
Nah.
said something to me that put me into perspective, where I laid on the bed one day with thousands of dollars on the bed with me, and I was like, I can't
Go
run.
ahead.
I was like, I'm tired of running, and I need purpose. I was going through what they call a existential crisis, right? An identity crisis in a sense, a midlife crisis, and that's when I put out the wish, I put out the affirmation, and then they flew me on the Con Air, and I was able to turn the page on the chapter. The 11 days after I come home, the towers fall down. Right before I come home, Aaliyah dies, right? And when I come home, Dr.
Mm.
Sabi has a business, right? They doing consultations in the Marriott. I come home on supervised parole on some G.I. Joe shit because I'm coming down from boot camp. I didn't go to no jail. I'm not a jail nigga. I went to boot camp like a soldier, right? And Dr. Sabi has a business called Osama. Him and my mother. The Usha Herbal Institute was called Osama, and they're doing business hand over fist. They had consultations and clients at the Marriott Hotel in Brooklyn. If anybody from Brooklyn knows where that's at, that's an expensive spot. He was running clients for 3 days straight, right? Then the tower falls on September 11th, and the name of his business is called Osama. So you know what happened after
Wow.
that, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
They shut it down probably.
Right? So, you know, that's when a lot of hot shit, but it's a journey. It's a journey. My life is a testament of change and of evolving and of development. I'm an open book. My life is a movie. It's the greatest story never told. I'm a survivor. I'm victorious. I'm a striver. I'm a god. You know what I'm talking about? I'm an American hero or Heru, the same shit like Wu-Tang was talking about. So the same way that they told their story, we gonna tell our story. For sure, for sure. And my story is not
Facts.
just me. It's like I got the same amount of gods like Wu-Tang have. I got AA Rashid. I got Brother Rich. She goes all the way back with us. I got Red and Blue, right? Shit, I got Mama Pill. I got KT the Arts Degree. There's mad actors in this on this stage. There's mad players in this quote unquote global game. I got Dr. Sabi, Dr. Phil Valentine, Dick Gregory.
How about
Like,
Brother Panic?
yeah, Brother Panic is a part of the storyline. Like everybody came up, around the same time, and we all a part of this movie. And this
Word.
movie has changed the world, and it's still changing. It's not like it's gonna stop. It's not like it's gonna
Nah,
pause.
never.
It has
Never that.
infiltrated. It's a contagion that has infiltrated every single crevice of this planet, and it continues to wake people up on an hourly basis. People run across videos that were made by me from 10 years ago, right? And those are even more powerful than the videos that are made from me a year ago, because if you hear what I was talking about 10 years ago, then you know that this shit is divine. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But I wasn't the only one talking about this 10 years ago. But I had the testicular fortitude to say something, because I could have talked
Mm-hmm.
about anything. But I was like, nah,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to speak what's on my heart. I had a dream last night. I had a vision a minute ago while I was staring. I was under the sun waiting for somebody to buy a t-shirt from me, watching people walk by me and look at me like I'm a loser and like I'm crazy and whatnot. And I
Nah.
had to
On the
reaffirm to
contrary.
myself, no, but you got to know what we went through.
Mm.
We did mad heavy lifting so people don't have to, bro. The word entrepreneur, I didn't even know how to spell it until recently. But that conversation about people not working 9 to 5s and getting it on their own and waking up and being in control of their destiny and becoming millionaires, bro,
You did that. You was doing that though. You had your
bro.
table off 2/5.
No, I'm just saying the fact that what I'm seeing right now, with the fact that millions of people are living out that
Oh,
reality,
okay.
I'm
Yeah,
able
you right.
to gauge and I'm able to reference. And me personally, because of my experience, I have that vantage point where I'm like, fam, I remember it was only 2 of us in the building.
Ooh, it's heavy.
This shit is working. It's
Yeah, man.
doing what it's supposed to
Man,
do. If you go and
Yeah.
listen to the old lectures, if you have the time, the master teachers, there's nothing new under the sun. We don't even have to talk no more. To be
either
honest
selling
with
shit or
you,
buying
we
shit.
don't have to even talk no more. Hip hop is 50. The master teachers already told y'all what's gonna happen and how it's gonna happen. You seeing 2 sons. The people are saying aliens is real. You understand? Shit washing up that they told you that existed, and what everything that was considered to be a theory is a fact.
It's a
What the fuck
fact.
does we gotta say? Now it's time to get together and do something about it and build something. Africa is super lit and they're calling for us. Let's go real quick before we get out of here. I got to turn the people up because it's a red summer, like I said. So I'm not just saying that as a corny ass marketing scheme and whatnot. Nigga,
You
it is
gotta
what we
hear
said
it.
it is. We said red summer and it should start acting red. You know what I'm talking about? It's lit.
Them folks turned over that bit.
You know what I'm talking about? They don't want to know. They don't want you to know, King. Oh shit, they took it down. Oh no. They don't want you to shine, King.
Kichima, Children Koto Alliance,
Why they do?
shoot to kill,
Why they
Hamasa,
do?
kill the poor, the
Them
Rolling
South
loud.
farmer,
Africans should have been
kill
turned
the
up.
poor,
Why they do
the
rolling
farmer,
loud? And they in front of crowds like this, but they not saying the right messages. Right? They in stadiums like this at Rolling Loud, and they're reverberating a frequency, right? About murder, death, kill. Molly Perkins said my booty hole brown.
Children Koto
That's what they're conjuring up.
Alliance,
Yo,
shoot
who
to
cloned
kill,
Tyrone? Who cloned
Hamasa,
Barbie?
kill the poor, the farmer, kill the poor,
Put this shit to a
the
drill beat.
farmer. Brr, pa, pa,
Power.
brr, pa, pa. Attention.
We need to go to Africa and get our LBs up. We need to go to Africa and get our frequency up. We need to go to Africa and activate our epigenetics and our DNA. That's what we need to do. You need to go to a Burner Boy concert, my ninja.
Kill the poor.
You got to tap in. Don't fall for the hokey doke.
The ancient ones are here now.
They are.
And the thing is,
Don't
a lot
vote
of
for the
us are
okie
our
doke. The ancient ones are here. Let me pull that back up. They're here. You are them.
I
Stop
came back in
doubting them.
'89 for y'all, young.
all the
I came back in
downloads coming.
'89 for
The
y'all.
rise of the original and aboriginal gods are coming. That spirit of Fred Hampton, that Nat Turner, that rebellion is here. Oh, I know I'm ancient. I know they label it, oh, you got an old soul. Nah, I just ain't woke up yet. I just ain't woke up yet. That's all. I ain't woke all the way up. I'm still tossing and turning in my bed, but I'm hearing, I'm seeing. But that time is going to come to where we're going to have to be chaotic, and you have to be okay. The ancient ones are here now.
They are.
And the thing is, a lot of us are our
You
ancestors.
here.
Yeah, man. I know that. I
But
been knew
once you
that.
wake up,
I'm telling
all
y'all,
the
tap in
downloads
with
come.
us.
The rise
KTL
of the original
University.
and
It's a
aboriginal
whole
gods are coming.
university. We
That
making
spirit of
gods over
Fred
there.
Hampton, that Nat Turner,
We
that
not just
rebellion
saying
is
that
here.
shit
Oh, I
because it
know I'm
sound
ancient.
good.
I know they
You feel me?
label it, oh, you got an
Do
old
the
Right.
soul.
whole
Nah, I just
I'm
ain't
a
woke up yet.
product of
whether
that.
right.
I just ain't
You know
woke
what I
up.
mean? You're a product of that.
I'm a product of
Whether
that.
it's KTL University, KTL Media, KTL Radio, Notaless TV, KTL Mixtapes,
Whether you heard the Twin album, because that Twin
the Twin
is
album, right?
crazy.
Classic. Fucking classic. We about to put that
Classic.
on vinyl.
You gotta,
Classic.
yeah. Let me know when you do that.
Straight
Red,
classic.
the ancestors been here, man. These new babies, it's something different about them
Yeah,
motherfuckers.
it's something different about them. I told people about these
It's,
COVID babies. Stop
Y'all
playing with
seen my
them.
jump?
I'm talking about even not
She's
our
crazy.
white babies, Mexican babies,
It don't
all
matter.
babies.
Yeah,
It's
they
something about
All
DNA
them
babies.
motherfuckers,
integrated.
All
bro.
babies, yeah.
All
Look,
babies.
this is what I
Yeah,
call
man.
them. Boss baby, nigga.
Boss.
That's what
Oh, they
the fuck
showed they had the
it is.
movie.
Oh no, they got the show and the movie and the Netflix series. Boss
That's
baby. But check
crazy.
this out. Dark Burt GPT, based on malware, trains up the entire dark web. Once again, keep in mind your vantage point. You're at war. You are the lesser in this thing, in this exchange. It would fare better if you learn what the fuck is going on. Don't be scared and don't let them scare you off. I'm gonna just leave it at that. You understand?
Fact.
I'm gonna
Fact.
just leave it at that. Don't when they say go left, you go right. So when they try to make you scared about this, you need to go find out what's available, right?
Yeah.
And stop playing with me. I don't ever want nobody to say, Red Pill, what do we do? Red Pill, what have you done for my people? Red Pill, how could you help us? Red Pill, what have you done lately? Red Pill,
Dude,
show me some
if
receipts.
anybody asking that, man,
I'm gonna
come on,
show
man.
them a show that I did on Black Magic in 2022 in December and say that's the most important show that Black Magic had on that year. No offense and no knock to nobody. That's not me speaking in my ego and whatnot. But I would say that that show introduced people to Chat GPT and introduced people to AI. Chat GPT came out November
I
2022,
hadn't heard
November the
about it until
22nd to be exact.
you told me
Right.
about it, man.
So I was
For
right
real.
on top of it in December. I didn't get on it
Mm-hmm.
to give out fear. I didn't get on it to make people feel weak about themselves. I didn't get on there on some old inferior type of stance and whatnot. I got on there with pure optimism and I got on there pushing a narrative that you have almighty intelligence and this shit is here for you. Now,
Fact.
look at where we're at because this right here, this shit right here is they're
This shit right here,
investing.
nigga.
This shit right here, nigga, is, and I'm not
This
gonna put
right here,
nobody's
this
name out
shit,
there.
nigga.
I don't want to put nobody's business out there, but one of my partners just cleared
I'm not
$1
gonna get
million
sick. I'm good.
in sales of an AI tool and whatnot. These investors are pulling up on people who are early to the party, who got dressed for the party, and who was able to put together a product, a service, or a white paper. That is the only thing that you're seeing right now with the
It's a
funding.
new one.
It doesn't matter who you are. They have the money and they're spending it. It don't matter if you're white. It don't matter if you're black. It don't matter if you're crippled, blind, or crazy. If the shit works out and it makes sense and it works, they are investing in it. And if you miss that boat, you cannot blame me. People asking, how can I help? I help make billionaires with this information. Maybe my shit is set up the way as I'm just sitting here, I'm a helper, I'm of service. Maybe that's my community service. Because the thing with people is that they so used to watching and they're voyeurs and whatnot this voyeur generation that we belong to, everybody just wants to live vicariously through your avatar, through your NPC and whatnot. But they don't want to do the work for themselves. But from when I first came out, I was like, this is for y'all. I got a whole course, 40 AIs in a Mule. I wrote an ebook, 2 of them, right? The prompt workbook 1 and part 2 is coming, and AI for start seeds, and part 2 of that is coming as well. So I already, the only thing that you had to do was put yourself in that space, especially if you double BIOPOC or whatever they call that. You a minority and a woman. You know how much money they got for you right now in this? When they were firing people, the same people that they were firing was selling quote unquote AI apps to the same companies that fired them for multiple millions of dollars. Let's stop playing. And this article may entice people to say that Red is being a capitalist. No, Red is just showing you a piece of the pie and the cake of real world results. Stop playing with me and stop acting like we are not here to capture a piece of the pie. You are almighty intelligent. Don't let the shit fool you. It is not called AI. It's really just technology. You can't get with that. Technology is advancing. You don't, and you can advance with it too, because they lowered the barrier so low that a dude could stay on YouTube University and become the next Elon Musk. Everything is self-taught. You don't got to do 12 years like niggas is doing to become doctors. They don't want you to know this. Boss baby. What I'm saying is in 5 years, you will see a 4-year-old, a 6-year-old, and an 8-year-old moving like an 18, and a 28 and a 48-year-old. They will have brands, they will have empires, they will have intellectual conversations that will surpass anything that a 3 or 4-year-old has ever had. Either it's going to be through bio and AI merging, it's going to be through Neuralink type of not brain transmitters, but something that's dealing with Neuralink, the Apple Vision Pro, where they put on a virtual headset, or the fact that what if you got a 1-year-old and he has Chat GPT right now, or just a 3-year-old that's in quote unquote daycare, but he could speak because you don't got to type Chat GPT no more. It's on your phone and it's audio to text, so you could just talk to it. Now they got it where you could take a picture of something, like a child could take a phone because they already know how to use the phone, they know how to use the tablet, they know how to use electronics. Now they could take a picture and Chat GPT breaks down everything that they took a picture of. They could take a picture of amethyst and it will break down all of the properties of amethyst right there. Come on. So the idea of boss baby is real. Prepare yourself for that. If you're a creator, get ahead of it and write the story, create the characters. It is here. I'm here to let you know. Don't be surprised if you make it your star seed, because these COVID babies, yeah, boss baby. I swear my son be on Zoom when we be asleep, having meetings and shit. I'm still waiting to catch him, bro. Boss baby.
That's fun.
They tapped in.
Little man be on. Yeah.
I'm
My
gonna take a
daughter's
few
crazy
questions from
too,
the
man.
chat too. Yeah, all of our children are crazy, so it's no coincidence. Why are we doing this to our children? Why are we doubting them? That's the biggest fucking horror story. That's the biggest letdown. That is the biggest sin that we're committing. That we all have these intelligent, genius children that are doing things that are wowing us to the point of mysticism, but nobody is creating an environment for them to thrive. Nobody is coming up with a plan for them. Nobody is making a budget to quote unquote invest in their genius. Why are we surprised that the machine and the beast is eating them alive? We're feeding them cannon fodder. Stop playing with these children, bro. And I'm serious about that. And I'm telling that to myself too, by the way. But the power is in the people and the power is in the parents. Even if you're not a parent, I'm going to need y'all to believe in this new generation and stop letting them down and stop turning your backs on them before you even have a conversation with them and come to them with your hand out. And I'm talking about the hand is a lion's grip. It's a paw. Pull them up. Give them information. Give them access. Give them resources. You don't have to give them money. Give them resources because you all have it. Y'all are all, majority of y'all been trained by this system and whatnot, and y'all got something that y'all can pass on. If y'all don't have it, tap in with us because we have it. Tap in with my Patreon because that's what we're doing. Help to support those that are doing it and stop neglecting the new generation because the new generation is violent. They're gonna grow up and start drilling the
But
old
why
head
is that though?
because they're gonna say because they've been exposed everything everywhere all at once. If my son could activate my iPhone 14 and he's 2,
You can
he
see
can see everything that's
everything.
going on in the world at 2 years old.
Yeah, but
He
at that age though, they don't have an opinion about anything.
they're a sponge and they're
Shit.
soaking
Yeah.
everything up.
Soaking it up.
So you don't want a child to fall into schizophrenia. My son goes through cartoons and he's scrolling through different types of cartoons that are different persona based and whatnot. And if we don't know what the agenda is, and if we don't know what nihilism is, if we don't know what Western psychology is, if we don't know what these fables and these folk tales are about,
Has he
we're
watched
not doing
Wordplay?
it. Huh?
Did you
Yeah.
put him on Wordplay? Did he
Yes,
see
I did.
Wordplay yet?
Yeah, he
Okay,
likes that. You
that's
know what
your
I mean?
night. Yeah,
So
Kennedy watched that.
I'm appealing, right, through Facts 20 initiative, Facts 24 initiative, food, art, clothing, technology, and shelter. Through the series that I've been doing, the evolution will be digitized. Through what we're doing over here with the Patreon and whatnot, with the classes, I am sharing with the parents. For those of you that want to be the next billionaires, for those of you who want to have the next billionaire brands going into the next 50 and whatnot, the fantasy complex industry. I will do a 10-week course. You know what I mean? Because it's so expensive that you can't
I wish I
cram
brought
it
my
into 1
notepad
month.
out. I need to write that down.
I will do a 10-week Patreon course if I get enough people. Let me because we got to be
Dynasty.
serious about this right now. I'm proactive. I'm gonna put the
Yeah.
cash app right there because you vote with your dollar, right? You'll vote with your dollar, or you'll go to the Patreon and you'll sign up and whatnot, right? But this is gonna be a course, so of course it's gonna be value to it, right? Because nothing for free is valuable and nothing for free is respected. And I don't work for free. I don't share
Nobody does.
$1 million ideas for free because they won't grow wings like that. It has
Absolutely.
to have a charge to it. You have to
It's a
charge it up.
currency, right? It's a
Yeah, that shit
current.
gotta. When
Yeah.
you get this information, it's gonna be magnetic and energetic.
I
It's going
got
to be like a piece of gold that's vibrating. You don't want nothing that's dead.
you. Nah.
So I would do a 10-week course because what is the fantasy complex industry and how could you approach it like this? I'll show you how you could use AI to make your own comic books, right? I could show you how to use AI to make your own cartoons, right? Runway ML Generation 2, right? They got it right now. Text to video. What is text to video? Text to video is proof to show you that we're in a new era of manifestation. Why? Because
So
how
you
do
just
they
type
got
it
to
and then
use right to manifest something, to create something and bring it into Malkuth, which is to manifest, meaning that I could take an idea and make it real on the screen, right? Because remember, we're tapped into what? The digital world. And people have not come to the grips that they belong to two different worlds at once. You're having schizophrenia and bipolar issues and whatnot because you exist in two places at once, right? This is the tesseract. We exist in cyberspace, but we also exist in the real world. The God runs into me, right? We KTL and the ATL. When you run into me, God, and you just saw me on the phone, how does it feel?
Go with you, shit be powerful.
Huh?
Run into you all motherfucking time. I said every
Right.
time I run you, shit be powerful.
But it's like, yo, that nigga Red live in the clouds.
Yeah, it definitely be goddamn in your own zone too. I'll spot you out first.
We the gods, and
Yeah,
we live in
Yeah,
the
man.
clouds,
facts.
right? So people getting to see us come down from the clouds is a rare sight. So we exist, like
Yeah,
I said, in cyberspace. While I'm sleeping, laid up with the whiz, minding my business, there's a video of me playing somewhere around the world, affecting somebody's mind state or their state of mind and whatnot. And it may
Facts.
force them to go deeper down that rabbit hole. So when I wake up, I don't even know what affect the millions of pieces of what I said it earlier, not physical atoms, right? Bits, right? Bits, because I'm in cyberspace, I'm in the cloud. My information is infinite. It's the long tail. It's in bits. So it's exponential. It's endless. It's almost like I'm in a new galaxy.
and it lasts
If you
forever.
don't know how to balance your life in the matrix and in your life in the Zion, you will lose your mind. You could become schizo. You'll trip up. If you buy into this digital shit or the life in the clouds and you buy into this shit and you fall into the motherfucking the fame drug or the fame monster, then you also gonna skits out. Have you seen giants falling around you, bro? Right? When
Facts.
they didn't think the gods could fall and whatnot, but you saw a clash to the Titans, and out of that clash, there was people that had fallen in those clashes. The debates or clashes of the Titans, it's the gods going to war with each other. So when the gods go to war, the village they pay, and you see both of those gods usually fall on their swords, and y'all been seeing gods die in front of you for years now, and you just ain't recognize it.
So give me one in as
Yeah,
for example.
When Fetty had a debate with Eileen Bay. Everybody who debated on Sinetta TV from that time or forward, those were gods at war. And when one of those gods lost, it was almost like the other god lost too. Because I could tell you that the momentum that they had before they got into
yeah,
that Coliseum and they banged and they went to war, they went to nuclear war and weaponized the information. Every single one of those debaters or scholars had more momentum and they had more power when they before they went into those things, and they nobody
yeah,
never came out with more power.
So, but why was there
definitely.
even a need to to debate about
Cause
anything?
niggas got
Because it's the
ego.
time that we live in, bro. It was
Ah,
written. The gods will go to war when
Yeah,
they come back.
got
The gods will go right
got
to
to
war
go.
because the gods was at war when they were here the last time. The gods was at war, and that's what wiped out the generation, and that's why we doing this shit again. Don't sleep on the
oh,
gods. You got jealous gods. You got multiple gods. The TV show
I
American
did see
Gods
American
literally
Gods.
shows
Yeah, I
that.
did see
That's
that.
why I showed.
Okay,
That's why I stood on that, and that's why I'm at part 7 of it. A lot of people didn't even buy the replay. Real shameless plug, real quick, y'all, because you might not be aware of it. But this is the lecture of the year right here. You understand?
dog
It's not
days.
a lot of decoding that has been going on, not a lot of metaphysics that have been going on. That's on KTLUniversity.com. Me and Blue just did that. That's 7 hours, right? KTLUniversity.com, American God 7. We bodied that, right? So it's really God's walking this planet and not in a literal sense. And also another one tomorrow we have, or no, on
You
Friday,
threw the
yes,
puppies on there. Go ahead.
on Friday, we have the episode 7 of Uplifting Hill with Source Guard. All right, Friday night, tap in. We got the episode 7. I don't know if it's gonna be on after this. It might be on after this. You know what I mean? We might run a double
Mm,
for everybody that wants your food. We're gonna feed you. All right. So
Okay.
tap in with them. They are of of different generation. So the way that they hear music and the way that they approach the music is different from my generation, and I don't have a problem with that because we have to let all generations have a voice. You understand?
thanks.
Facts.
Also for
Yeah.
my Patreon, make sure y'all sign up because we got it lit over there. Chicago Crypto Block Bully and Ra Aku. If y'all know anything about those two teachers, they not no regular teachers and they don't do pseudo and whatnot. But if you're gonna be a
Yeah,
student of them, it's going to test your faith. You gotta be really, this is how you test your strength. This is how you do your pull-ups. This is how you see if you really about that life because they are gonna challenge you to learn some shit that you probably never knew. But once you learn it, ye are rich. I want to enrich y'all. I want to enlighten y'all, and I don't want to play with y'all. All of the sciences that you get introduced to are applicable. It's not speculation, and it damn sure ain't pseudo, and it's not your, you know what I mean? And it's nothing, it's everything that's the opposite of that. So salute to those brothers for working with us and tapping in with us and gracing us with their presence. I'm very grateful, and I'm highly grateful of the students who have been pulling up, doing homework, you know what I mean? Getting money, you know what I'm saying? Trading stocks and whatnot, buying up precious metals and whatnot, getting ready for the real bull run so we could really go parabolic with our wallets.
Right.
Yeah. So I've been talking enough. We about to sign out.
Digital shit.
You know what I mean? We about to sign out.
All
This has
right.
been a great build.
Hey,
I
yeah, I've been in the
appreciate.
gym parking lot. I ain't even got
Yeah,
out
yeah.
yet because you been
Now you could
You
spitting.
know
go
what I'm
charge
saying?
up. Go put that red
It be
opals
like that
on.
sometimes.
Right. Go
Yeah,
throw that red opals on. That's a gym song.
facts.
Charge up to that. When that Holy Ghost drop, we got a banger on that shit. That's gonna shake the room. Red Summer, we looking at 9/11 as a drop for that. You feel me? So we working, and we buy Red Gold, which is a bunch of red pill classics and verses that y'all never heard and whatnot. That is on the way as well. So we feeding the
And you know what
algorithm.
woke my soul, right?
What's that? What's that?
That Sherman Helmsley the
Yeah,
other night.
that was spiritual.
Mm.
Listen to all my music on Shroom, starting from Scorpion King to Twin the album to Christ Consciousness. That's Blue Pill's album where he went super dumb. That's one of the most slept on classics in this community and whatnot. Batman Mafia from A.A. Rashid is another
Yeah.
classic. If you ever get your hands on that 2013,
Okay.
he went up and never and ain't. That's his best project to me. It's the
All
best.
right.
It's his best piece. Is his best work. But yeah, listen to Red Summer on Shrooms. Remember, Red Summer is it's the concept album. It's the month of June, it's the month of July, and it's the month of August. Each week is 4 weeks. Each song has a temperament that will match the week of that. So in June, we have Good Wife. We're talking to Lizzie Jeff. We're rapping to
I was just
Shoyce and
listening to
whatnot.
that yesterday.
Yes. So that's June energy. That's the second week of June. That's when you start getting clean and you
That
start shooting
China
at the
flow
shorties
though.
and whatnot. Right.
That's my shit
Then in
right
July, you got Ride of the Valkyries. You got Laylo, right? That's the turn up music. That's lit and whatnot. That's 4th of July energy. That's the July. That's when it's the heat wave. That's the red summer. That's the pop off and whatnot. Then in
there. So it
August,
just
you got
happened.
Life.
Yeah.
You got One Day, which is a dark song because at August, that's when people are lighting candles for the dead homies. That's when they winding down
Say
the
that's the
summer. That's when they
ancestor
doing
revenge
breakups and
month.
whatnot. Yeah,
I
so
love that one.
that's a concept album, and it's to be listened to as such. It's a literal movie, and when the budget and when the team and everything falls into place, you will one day see that movie. You know what I mean? Because that's where we going with it. Everything, the game to be sold, and the work
Then
that has already been done. That's the goal. Stop
then digital.
selling
That's how
yourself
we live
short.
forever.
Content is king and whatnot. There's an evolution going on in the whole media realm. That strike in Hollywood signified the death knell, not only of Hollywood, of the entertainment, the what we call it, the fantasy complex
Complex
industry,
industry.
This
Yeah.
movie,
Yeah.
cartoons,
this the
TV
start of
shows,
the Jetsons in real life.
comic books,
Hell yeah.
video games.
This the
All of
start.
these will be designed by us soon.
Yeah, man.
We will capture the stories. We will tell our stories. We will create characters who will become billion-dollar brands. I will show you how to do this. I will walk you through it. It's going to take us a boot camp about 10 weeks, but it is worth it because I promise you, this is where the next Marvel is going to come from.
Damn, Ray, you know what I was just thinking? Wonder
Huh.
can you hear me knock this mic out? You
Oh,
know
wait to get back
how
right.
you know how like back in the day you had to like really build monuments and shit to
You
for
can hear me?
somebody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you good, fam.
Yeah, I was just thinking, Red, like back in the day you had to have monuments and shit to really live forever. Like big
Ancestor
ass
said stop
statues and
talking.
shit.
So hold on.
So Nowadays, that shit gonna be digital. That's how you gonna stay alive forever, even when we gone. Gotta
Yep.
put that shit on the internet.
Facts.
You gotta put your life on the internet visually.
I mean, I gotta give Instagram all access.
Yeah, but shit, cameras everywhere now anyway. Can't
True.
hide from shit.
When I'm checking out at Harris Teeter, they own me.
Is that they own you? Now we
They
gotta
own
build
me.
our own shit. Yeah, that's
You
what
go to
it's all
Walmart
about.
and then they got the screen that hang down. When you go to Walmart,
Eagle eye,
yes,
motherfucker,
Damn, I
everywhere.
don't hear
I
nothing.
don't
that's
even try to
crazy.
hide from that shit no more.
Patriot Act.
I'm self checkout looking at the camera at Walmart.
Right. You can see
Fuck
yourself
that. You
live.
see it?
Can y'all hear me? Cause
I'm
Yes,
checkout
sir.
looking at the camera at Walmart.
Right. We hear you, Red. I can hear you.
Yeah, he done
yeah, the
snitch.
ancestors told me stop talking, so I'm out. I'm
We
gonna
out.
end with Red
Alright, my boy.
Opals. I see y'all. You know what I mean? Love and
All
light to the
right.
family.
Hit you for
Peace,
sure.
fam.
Y'all hit up the
Peace,
Cash
fam.
App, show some love. Make sure y'all sign up to the Patreon. And like I said, we got big announcements coming with A. Rashid. We got Stone Mountain 99 coming right up around the corner. Come to Atlanta. Come and turn up with us. And we're also doing something on the 10th. All right? You'll hear about it. Love and light. Peace. Up in the Dumbo, smoking a gumbo. Few blocks before green, yeah. Up in the Dumbo, smoking a gumbo. Few blocks before green, yeah. Up in the jungle, coking the bundles. It's history in the making. I'm popping like fish to the grease and the bacon. My bitch is Jamaican. United we stand, dividing these bands. They hide in their hands. I'm riding in vans, slide through your land. Hopping the sprinters, tore the underworld, popping the minter. Landed the turtles, I'm popping that splinter. Watching the snowfall, dropping the winter. Dodging the pitfalls, watching this bitch fall. And I still manage like Rich Paul. The paper was calling, I had to go switch calls. I spoke to my twin, I told my young boys I'd never be broken again. Invoking the gins, spitting the spirits, I'm soaking the gin. Your man's in the woods, we smoking on him. Fuck do you mean? We up it and squeeze, tuck it and leave, we leaving a stain. Fuck up for breeze, running up banks, causing a crash and feather the feds, Moorish the fashion. Up in the Dumbo, smoking a gumbo. Few blocks before green, yeah, up in the jungle, coking the bundles. It's history in the making. I'm popping like fish to the grease and the bacon. My bitch is Jamaican. United we stand, dividing these bands. They hide in their hands. I'm riding in vans, slide through your land. Hopping the sprinters, tore the underworld, popping the minter. Landed the turtles, I'm popping that splinter. Watching the snowfall, dropping the winter. Dodging the pitfalls, watching this bitch fall. And I still manage like Rich Paul. The paper was calling, I had to go switch calls. I spoke to my twin, I told my young boys I'd never be broken again. Invoking the gins, spitting the spirits, I'm soaking the gin. Your man's in the woods, we smoking on him. Fuck do you mean? We up it and squeeze, tuck it and leave, we leaving a stain. Fuck up for breeze, running up banks, causing a crash and feather the feds. Moorish the fashion, horse we was smashing, kicking the door. Wave on 4-4s, it was blasting, mother the gassing, loving the passion. Eat on your food, the brother was fasting. The weapon that formed against me was me. Perfected the storm as Bentley receipts. Washing the Benjis, we rinse and repeat. Century of self, I'm centered on me. Red as the pillar, I'm pushing the piece. Higher the level, I'm pushing the keys. They going for 19. The summer is mine, I'm going for 19. Thunder and lightning flooded a bright lane. The hunger was biting, biting.